good to see all of you. Welcome. Yeah. uh,
Hello.
Oh,
we're all good. We're
Hello.
all here. We're in the zone. Welcome to the VTheorem debut. What is VTheorem, you may ask? VTheorem is a group of very dedicated, passionate STEM education VTubers who are here to make education and science communication a regular part of their streaming content. I am Phi the Neutrophil, and I am joined by these two lovely VTubers. Please, can you briefly introduce yourselves? Orange Lady, you go first.
Orange Lady.
sit down and you talk.
Hello, everybody. I am Psydere. I am a psychologist and also meta scientist. So that means that I do research about the psychology of science, how scientists think about science, how everyone else thinks about science, stuff like that. In terms of my background, I am currently finishing a PhD in social psychology and suffering for it. Yeah, that's me.
I just realized I had a whole sheet planned with the introductions. Thank you for
Mhm.
sticking to the script, Sai, and I just completely ignored it. So let me just quickly do my own intro. I'm Phi the Neutrophil. I am an instructor at the university level, so I teach biology to undergraduates. Yeah. Okay, then we'll head to Nep.
You said there were notes that I'm supposed to read?
No, don't worry about it. Just
Okay. Hi, I'm Nep. I'm a scatterbrained idiot, and I teach gardening. That's not a very good introduction. I have
Oh,
a
no, you
background
shouldn't.
in horticultural
Ah,
sciences.
there we
I
go.
am a licensed agronomist by my local government authority, and I specialize in horticultural education with a focus on horticultural therapy, although I am still working towards that certification.
All right, great. Sorry, Orange Lady, my audience completely didn't hear your intro because I had desktop audio muted on OBS. Can you do a quick version of that one more time? Sorry.
I can't
Oh,
believe it. I can't believe it. I've been scammed. I've been scammed.
Scam
Hello, everyone. I am
immediately.
Psydere. I have a background in social psychology and I also do meta science research. So I research the psychology of science. That's how scientists think about science and also how non-scientists think about science. In terms of like education, I'm finishing up a PhD in social psychology and I regret my life decisions.
I like that intro more than the first one anyway. Thank you so much.
The regret
Uh,
needed to come through more strongly.
So let's talk a little bit about what VTheorem is on a lore level. So to start, VTheorem is a secret society, very mysterious. I've never met any of them in person myself, but they are dedicated to the promotion of education, of science worldwide, as well as the battle against misinformation. And they have so wisely chose to employ the three of us to be the spear on that front. In terms of my personal lore, I am a neutrophil who's combat defective. So unfortunately, I have had mutations that have made me, let's say, not suitable to be a fighter. And so therefore, I have specialized into being a lover of all things. And so instead of being disposed by the very wise Archdean of VTheorem, I was then moved to this employ, where I get to talk about biology and all the things that I love to teach about. What are your guys' backstories?
just
Yeah.
first, for my chats, the benefit of my chat, would you explain what a neutrophil is?
Oh, yes, absolutely. So a
Mm.
neutrophil is one of the white blood cells that your body employs. It's often the first line of immune defense. So we're always patrolling around the body looking for germs to destroy.
Thank you.
Great, thank you.
I guess
Yeah,
since I'm talking, I could probably lead this next piece,
yeah,
or not
absolutely.
lead it, but my own lore. Um, as far as lore goes, I'm a carnivorous pitcher plant. I eat bugs and chatters if they're not careful. The thing is I digest indiscriminately. So if you fall in, I'm sorry, that's your fault. Uh, uh, As far as lore goes, we can sum it up as someone poured magic in the bog and Nep started dancing with the frogs. It's inaccurate as heck because Nepenthas don't come from bogs, but that's okay. It rhymes.
What magic is for?
Yeah. But yeah, I have a love for bugs. My community and everything is called the terrarium. So if you fall into my terrarium, I hope you have fun scuttling around with all of our other little critters.
And Sai?
Yeah, so I am just a mildly overwhelmed grad student. I've been feeling very disappointed with academia as I've gone through my studies, and I wanted a way to make it feel like my work is actually doing something useful for the world. Now, I happen to research why people believe misinformation, so I was approached by a certain being and was asked, would you like to fight misinformation, as in actually fight it? In return, I will make you a magical girl. And that's why I'm here now. Because I said
And
yes.
isn't science just mystical, magical girlness to begin with? That's wonderful.
Exactly.
We love that. And okay, so now that we've got a bit of our introductions out of the way, we can talk a little bit more practically about how this debut will work. So just to set the expectation up front, at least from my chat in general, since this is a 3-person collab, I won't be really reading chat all that carefully, although there will be some audience participation because you are going to go head-to-head in a battle with me to see who can score higher in a game of trivia, partly supported by the questions that you submitted, which is awesome and great. That being said, just to finish our introductions, I'd like to just say a little bit about what it is that I do on YouTube. So besides streaming journal clubs, where I get to have the ability to show you actual real-world data, which is not super common in the world of science communication, I also do long-form videos, which you can check on my YouTube channel. I love talking about things related to biology and on all the stories that the little guys go through that might not be seen at the macroscopic level. So what do y'all do?
Yeah, do you want to go first?
Oh, yeah, I can do that. So, while I do a lot of educational content during my streams, I spend a lot of time just generally talking about what it is that I'm doing and working on. A lot of my content is actually arts and crafts. And so you'll quite often find me with a hand cam in the background and working on drawings or embroidery or sewing or beadwork or, you know, a number of things with recycled materials. What else? I do play some games. I'm not very good at video games because I have a physical disability, or rather abnormality. I am missing an elbow in one arm. And so, you know, everything's kind of funky. So come on by, I can talk about physical disabilities with you too. I do want to say, in terms of content, this is my 1K follower celebratory stream. Things lined up in a wonderful way for me. And so we're also celebrating that at least for myself.
That's awesome. You should definitely check out Nep's stream. Her aesthetic is unlike any other VTuber I've ever seen. Very, very cool.
I pride myself on originality, and so I make most things myself.
Very cool. Congrats on 1K.
Thank you.
And Sai, what do you do?
Oh, I'm all over the place at the minute, aren't I? So, for everybody who has not watched my streams, I am currently writing my PhD thesis on stream. So that means that most of my streams right now are co-working streams. So I'll do like a Pomodoro session where we're muted and we've got nice lo-fi background music for 45 minutes normally, and then I just scientifically yap for 15 minutes. But I do other content too. I read journal articles on stream. I have done presentations. I plan to do a lot more actually in the future. And then I also play games occasionally when my grad student schedule allows for it. Normally ones that have got some kind of, you know, psychology underpinning, but not always. The most recent game I played was House Flipper. So yeah.
There's all sorts of interesting psychology behind House Flipper. Don't sell yourself short.
Consumer
Yeah.
psychology.
consumer psychology. There you go. Yeah, I hope you can get a feeling that the kind of goal isn't that we are a replacement for actual real world teachers, nor do we fulfill that same function, but rather, I think to have this group be a space where you can casually interact with science is really, I think, the goal here. So I wouldn't think of us as an alternative to like Khan Academy, for example, or pop science. We're helping you stay connected to the world of science in a way that I think doesn't exist at a very high level or common level. Sometimes it's just fun to talk about stuff that you find is cool without the glitz and the glamour of highly produced content. Um,
May
yeah,
I add one little brain thought here?
yeah, go ahead.
Well, as far as like what I'm doing is I would consider it gardening 101. My goals with what I teach is very much to make sure my chatters and the people who want to learn have access to solid knowledge. So like not grandma's weird suggestions, but to make sure that people who want to learn how to grow food or ornamentals have that ability, and I can support them through that.
That is true. Our individual teaching objectives are sort of different too. To bounce off of that,
Mhm.
mine would be to give you access to the tools you need to interpret very high level data, just to show you what it's like being a scientist. Put you in the driver's seat, getting you to look at actual numbers and stuff, and how you can tell a story with biology in that way.
Yeah, mine's kind of similar to that, but also for me personally, since my research is kind of in what we call intergroup relations, that's like how different social groups interact with each other and how different people that are in different social groups kind of think about each other. I think that scientists and non-scientists are a kind of intergroup interaction. Um, Especially since there is certain narratives that kind of say like, oh yes, scientists are up in an ivory tower. So for me there's like the additional bit of like, if you can interact with a scientist, it's kind of a form of intergroup contact, which is so like being able to actually talk to somebody in that outgroup, which is a really big part of improving intergroup attitudes.
Yeah, very cool.
Telling
Uh,
myself it's evidence-based.
yeah, I'm sure you'll get into that in a bit later too. Yeah, so we had this idea for a while now in terms of forming together as a group, probably, months and months ago. Um, and I think even though we've been sort of grinding behind the scenes in terms of like figuring out what it even means to be a group, because as of right now, we are still figuring that out. We're not an agency, we're not led by managers. We're just, three individual VTubers and the communities that support them, trying to figure out what it means to organize as a scientific communicative community. And part of what I wanted to do during debut is to learn a little bit more about my co-talents here with an icebreaker activity. So I hope you have your stories prepared. I can go first. So I specifically asked for entertaining stories that I haven't heard about them yet, just to give us an idea of who they are as people instead of just, you know, uh, the entertainer on screen, right? So I'll go first, and I'll tell a story of how I achieved the world record for shortest relationship length in the history of ever. Relationship RTA back in undergrad when I was a bit of a sad boy. I spent a lot of my life as through a sad boy phase, and back then, I had a relationship with someone else that was mostly online. And even though we had the capability of seeing each other in person, it's just that's how that worked at that point. And I, I was, and this is very telling of me as a person, how far I've come in terms of growing as a person, is that when I had asked them to, be exclusive, they had said yes, actually. I was like, yes. I have locked in my Riz game. Um, but then what happened is that the very following morning, they had messaged me and basically they had taken all of that back. They're like, no, I don't think we should actually. The thing that makes this story cringe is I had already told so many people when they had said yes. I had told so many people, including my parents. And so that night I had to tell them like, oh, like I'm seeing somebody now. And then the following morning I had to walk all of that back. And even though I say like, it's happened long enough ago that it doesn't affect me, it still does. Thinking back on those days, because from then I've become a lot more wary of sharing good news. And it kind of plays into the secrecy of VTheorem as a whole, because I didn't tell anybody besides these two that this was happening, because I wanted to make sure that it was happening before telling anybody else, because I could not relive that cringe again. Oh, it's rough.
That is pain.
Yeah, man. Oh,
I can
bless
follow
my
up with a
parents.
positive relationship story.
Yeah, please do.
What were you going to say,
To
sorry,
be
about
fair,
your
they don't
parents?
have to be relationships. They could be any story. Also, Fi, sit still.
Sorry, I'm sitting into the chat.
Zooming around. I mean, to be fair, like an overnight relationship is probably quite long when your lifespan is 8 days.
That is true. You know, we go hard, we go fast.
Yeah, I can follow up with a positive relationship story, which I think I might have told part of this on stream before, but I don't know if the full bit. So this is the story of how I met Husbando Mod. For those of you who don't know, my mod on Twitch is my husband, as in my actual IRL husband, and we met at our university's anime society. However, the thing that I find extremely funny out of everything is that the way that we met was actually he messaged me on Discord. So he messaged me on Discord and was like, "What's your email address? I need to add you to the list of emails." And that was genuinely how we got talking. But then when we met in person eventually, the first anime that we were watching at this anime society was actually Cells at Work. So I like to think that everything all comes around in a nice circle.
That's beautiful. But on that note, does that mean Husbando Mod is your Discord kitten?
Yes.
That's incredible. That's awesome.
You'll have to. Sorry, I apologize. I'm sending the link for this to my in-laws because they're always interested.
What?
That is so cute. I
Just
love
one sec, I'm
that.
texting my father-in-law. I also just sent it to my grandma while you were talking, so. Doing a big stream right now. Here
I can't believe
is
Husbando
the
Mod is your
link
Discord
if
kitten.
you
Husbando
I
Mod
know.
gives Discord
interested.
kittens the world over such hope.
It's true, it can work.
Okay.
Only if you meet in real life and watch anime together, though.
Okay, so I do have a story for you guys. I actually don't know if I've told you this. I genuinely can't remember because I always forget things. So, have I told you guys where I grew up?
No.
No?
Don't think so.
Okay, well then this is a fun story. I am from Canada. I was born here. This is where my family's from for at least 6 generations. So we've been in Canada for a little bit. But I did not grow up here. I grew up across 5 different countries and have been moving internationally since the age of 2. And I moved back to Canada when I was 19 for university. So I've grown up in Australia, the US, Denmark, and Germany.
That is so
wait,
cool.
when did you move out of Canada?
When I was 19, so in 2014.
Oh, was that when you came back or when you left Canada? Sorry.
No, I left Canada when I was 2.
Gotcha, because I was like, I can hear a Canadian accent, so I'm surprised that you
And
left.
I have Canadian parents, right? So it's the form of English we spoke in the house.
Ah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Can you
love
speak
it.
any
but
Danish or
don't you know?
German?
No, that's partly that's more Minnesotan because that's where I was there. Give me a sec. Let me. Who smokes? Let's go, bud. There we go. That's the Canadian.
Whoa.
What did you ask?
Can you
Danish
speak
and
any...
German?
Yeah.
I'm kind of conversational in them. I can get more out of reading and listening than I can with what I can say, but I can definitely get by. And I can say
That's
things like
valid.
Hoi Hoi Miflide, which is pretty cool, and Alles Gute zum Geburtstag. So, you know,
Yes.
I've got some stuff in there.
Bonkers.
That's the same with, I have like one language
and
that I can kind of understand, but I can't really speak it apart from a few key phrases. I always say I'm very, very monolingual, but
I
I'm
also
kind
have
of
a bit
like
of Spanish
1.5.
under my belt.
Ooh.
Yeah. Well, from living in the States, I took Spanish for 6 years through school, so I definitely have a good grasp on that one, although it was long enough ago that I don't speak it very well anymore.
See, I did French for like 8
I
years in school.
Hmm.
No
yeah,
chance.
I've got one language, and then the second language I get shamed for not being good enough at it by my parents, and so it's made learning other languages more fun compared to my second language.
Lately, I've been learning one of the Indigenous Canadian languages, or I guess I should say two. One of them is a Pidgin language, so it's a combination of Indigenous and French, which is called Michif. And I know little bits of that, so I can introduce myself. Tan she deshinakashun nep.
That's
And
so
then
neat.
the other one is Cree, so the Nehiawe language. And I can say a handful of things in that too.
Language learning stream when?
I actually want to do that. I'd love to do a language, not necessarily the same languages, but to just do a language sharing stream. I think that would be fun and bring in some international kind of collaborators.
That would be very cool.
That would be so fun.
Very cool story. Let's go ahead and move on to the next up on the list, which is the Q&A that we have prepared. So I'm going to read this off, and then we can each take turns talking about what the answer here would be. So this one's from Romagnolo. I hope I said that right this time. I actually looked it up beforehand, but now I'm afraid I butchered it once more. The question is, what's the inspiration for your VTuber persona? What made you comfortable? Like, yeah, that's totally me. My viewers know this. This form that you see that I have taken is actually from an earlier project where we were going to make Cells at Work before Cells at Work came out. But then Cells at Work came out, and obviously, if it's just me and Toxo as a team, we're not going to beat a whole animation studio. So this Neutrophil character was put on the shelf, and then many years later, I was like, maybe I should do VTubing. I wonder what I would be. And I've never really identified with a handsome anime boy. So I think Phi is appropriate for me. And it felt right to not be a handsome anime man, for me personally. What about you two?
So
Well,
I
can.
You can go first.
You go first.
So for me personally, I started off just like with a random Vroid model that I kind of just hacked together. And now I've got a custom Vroid model that I've hacked together. But the design of it, I really wanted it to like reflect, first of all, science, so kind of like, you know, scientific tropes, hence the lab coat. But also, I just really like Magical Girl series, and I think that there's a lot of psychology in them most of the time. So yeah, I just like the aesthetics. But also, I think that having a magical girl theme, I don't know, it's kind of nice. I just like the interaction between science and magic. I think it's a very cool concept, and it makes me excited.
2-hour video essay on science in Magical Girl series when?
Yes. It's in the works.
Perfect.
Okay, well, inspiration for my VTuber persona. Well, to be entirely honest, I made my Discord account in like 2017 and my Twitch account based off of that account like, I don't know, a year later. Didn't really use either of them. But I already used the name Nepenthes. So and the reasoning for that is I in university took a photo of myself with a pitcher plant, a potted little pitcher plant sitting on top of my head. My brother proceeded to do a digital painting of that picture, and sorry, I have an alert on my screen. I'm trying to look around it. I used that painting that he made to be my profile picture, and then my design actually got based entirely off of that. So when I started VTubing a little over 2 years ago, I didn't even have a sound reactive PNG because I didn't know what I was doing. So within about a week or two, I figured out the sound reactive PNG, and then about a month and a half in or so, I started the work to get my live 2D model, and that's where all the looks and why I am what I am came from. As far as persona goes, I'm just being me. I'm very much the same person in real life as well.
Yeah, I think that's pretty accurate to me too. Is I'm basically the same person.
Same.
I think it's too exhausting to do a persona. Kudos to those who can do that, but I'm like IRL. Toxo can confirm that I just tell her whatever my current obsession is, and I've just made that into content. Um, uh, yeah, that would be it for me. Okay, so let's go into the next question. Next question. What are your thoughts on MBTI? Also, what is everybody's MBTI? So I figured before we answer, Sai, would you like to give us a definition of MBTI?
I don't
Oh
like it.
boy.
I don't like it.
Unopinionated first, just so that we're all on the same
Unopinionated
page.
first. It's the Myers-Briggs type indicator. It's a personality typology, so that means that it's meant to classify you into one of two options along 4 dimensions. So yeah, I forgot what they are though. Extroverted, introverted. No, I forgot the rest.
Feeling, perceiving, some judging.
Yes,
Yeah,
judging
stuff
and
like that.
yes.
Yeah, so I figured we would probably share our personality types as assessed by MBTI, and then we can hear from Sai about what her tell us how you really feel after that. So when I took this test last night, I got INFJ, so this is the advocate subtype, I think. So introverted, intuitive, feeling, judging. Every time I've taken this test, I've gotten a different result, which I think is kind of interesting. To me, that either suggests that personality is not fixed or this is a load of baloney. But I think that's fine for me because I'm trying to not let what I have heard about MBTI color my reflection on MBTI as a metric. What I can say is that my personality as a sad boy in undergrad to high school is probably different than my personality now when I am or awakened neutrophil, and in a much better place. So I think that's reflective of a change, whether or not the things actually describe me. I took a when I took the test, I listed every attribute that they assigned to INFJs, and then I just went yes, no for every trait. So the traits are insightful, principled, passionate, altruistic, creative, sensitive to criticism, reluctant to open up, perfectionistic, avoiding the ordinary, and prone to burnout. And I'd say about 6 out of 10 of those are true. So I'll let you come up with your own conclusions as to how good that
Hello.
matches me
Thank you for
personally.
the raid, Tayu.
And then I
Welcome
think
in,
we'll throw it to
everybody.
Nep, and then
Sorry,
we can let
I'll
Sai
talk to you
pop off.
properly in a second.
I'm trying real hard to pull up my Steve Jobs look.
Can I borrow you for a second? I just want to say quickly, shout out to Tayu the Goat, who has just raided me. Thank you very much. Welcome in, everybody.
Go Raiders! Welcome, welcome.
Let's go.
Where is this? Oh wait.
Yeah, how are you? Tayu, I hope you're good.
Black turtleneck, so it's up here.
If you need to go and have
Sorry,
a
I
drink
need this.
or have a rest or whatever,
this is necessary.
please do. But yeah.
Hello, motherfuckers.
It's the
sorry.
slash. It's the
we're
slash.
actually how far into the stream are we? Am I allowed to do that?
Yeah, thank you so
it's
much.
It's my
Tayu.
intro for when people
I hope
join.
your stream went well.
We're half
Everybody
an hour
go
in,
check
so
out Tayu.
You follow and it says hello, motherfuckers, so I have to say it.
Shh. Be quiet for a second. Thank you, everybody. And thank you, Tayu. Tayu's doing a subathon at the minute, so please go check them out.
Here we go. I'm now Steve Jobs. Hi.
This is beautiful. I love it so much.
Thank you. I know it's gonna color key out terribly for other streams, but it's okay. It looks good on my end. What was the name of this? I took a screenshot because I knew I was gonna forget. I have The ENTJ. Whatever that was.
Extroverted, intuitive,
Extroverted,
thinking,
yeah.
and
Judging.
And also, thank you, Meta Knight, for the resub. 2 months already. Wild.
yeah. What are
Thank
your
you,
thoughts on
Boomer
that?
and
Do you
Potter,
think
for
that accurately
subbing.
describes you?
It means a lot. Thank you so
Funny
much.
because,
And thank you
like
for all the
I've taken this
follows.
test a
There's
bunch
too many of you
times,
for
and
me
I
to say
know-
everybody.
No, I've never gotten this one before, but I think it makes sense because over the last couple years, I've become very, very comfortable in myself and my personality, and I think it's coming through a lot more now. Also, Thunder Nugget the Terrible, hi. I kept getting websites selling pitcher plants when I was searching for you.
Tell you, I'm literally about to go on a rant. I'm about
That's
to go on
funny.
a rant.
That's very funny. That wouldn't be a first. Someone was looking up pitcher plants and they found me as a result. So, you know, every once in a while that happens.
The SEO, very nice.
Yeah, I guess I have the same personality as Steve Jobs, and I will take over the world. Thank you.
That is a fact. All right, Sai, let's hear it. Let's hear it from you.
Right. So my my MBTI is INTP. So introverted, intuitive, something, thinking, perceptive.
Yep.
Which is the logician, which means that when I see BS, I call it out. So I'm about to tell you all about the MBTI right now. So the MBTI, right, it is this personality test. It's been going on for a very long time, and lots of people swear by it. It's used a lot in business. However, we do not use it in research because it is extremely unreliable. So yeah, the thing about of getting a different finding across time, that happens to most people. It's really not very stable across time or across contexts. So what we want from a good personality test is for it to be consistent, regardless of the time period where you're giving it. So for example, if you give it 10 years time, it should be roughly the same. And then also across different contexts. So, for example, if I give you the personality test in school and then also at home, it should still give roughly the same answer. MBTI does not. It does not. It's really, really bad for this. And because of that, we actually don't use it in research pretty much at all. You'll still see like business schools using it, but psychology, we don't use it at all anymore. It's attractive because it gives you a label, but personality does not work in dichotomies. You cannot say that this person is introverted and this person is extroverted. We all fall on a spectrum in all of the different facets of personality. And the fact that...
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I forget I'm screaming with other people.
That is weirdly something Steve Jobs would have done.
Genuinely.
On stream, but I try not to do it to other streams. Fuck. Sorry. God damn it.
That's fine. It reflects
quiet.
how I feel about personality, the MBTI personality test.
I'm gonna sit back and eat my plain leaves of lettuce now. Don't mind me.
Oh my god, lettuce gang, let's go.
To be fair, I'm the most gremlin out of the three of us, so if you want like absolute off the rails shit, you come to me.
I'm like
I'd
probably
say I'm
number
pretty on the
2.
rails.
Yeah, I'm in the middle. All of my off the rails is like
seatbelts are on.
Yeah, my off the rails is like get my way off the rails.
My off the rails is I've drank 2 bottles of wine and I'm screaming. Also, it's Christmas. We're singing karaoke like Christmas music.
I'm
Incredible.
super glued to the rails.
That's okay. We got a little bit of everything here. We have a great
Yes.
what do you call that? Spectrum?
Yeah,
a little bit of everything. And yet we're all scientists.
Yeah. See, scientists are a range of people. We don't all fit into the logician MBTI subtype.
Although that's what I was back in undergrad when I was a sad boy, so...
Oh, what does that say about me? I don't like this.
I don't know. I do have a follow-up question, though, in terms of MBTI being bad. So is there an alternate personality test you would recommend that has validity?
Yes. So the majority of modern research uses the Big 5 personality test, which is on a scale. So it reflects the spectrum. It has 5 sub-facets, hence why it's called the Big Five. I feel like I didn't need to clarify that actually. Oh gosh, I have to remember now. So there is openness to experience, which is like how willing you are to try new things. Ocean, yes, that's the one. Teu knows. But yeah, openness to experience. So how willing you are to try new things and to test out new stuff. Conscientiousness, which is basically how organized you are. That's kind of the way that I would summarize it. So what we'd consider quote unquote good students who are diligent and do their homework and stuff like that would be high on conscientiousness. There is extroversion and introversion as a scale, not as a dichotomy, as a scale, which is the same as in MBTI. It's how much energy you get from social interactions or whether they tire you out. A is agreeableness, so that's how much you, basically how friendly you are. I don't know how else to describe it. It's like how much you enjoy social interactions being conflict-free. And then neuroticism, which is your propensity to experience negative emotions, that's the word. Negative emotions, although relationships does tend to be an outcome of that.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So there you go. Down with MBTI.
I also had
Mhm.
a
up with Big
question.
Five.
Yes?
Less of an answer, but more just I'm gonna pick your brain for a second. Have you heard of how MBTI is being utilized in Asia lately?
No.
It's a really fascinating thing. It's getting to the point that you need to have the right kinds of MBTI to get hired.
That actually doesn't surprise me. I think that was a thing in the West for a period in like the 80s or something. But yeah, there's this like false idea.
I know it's a big wave right now.
Yeah, I think that these kinds of things that we tend to like kind of loop through them, if that makes sense. Like it will probably come back to being a thing in the West at some point. But yeah, no,
Like
there's a bit of a false idea that like certain subtypes are better suited to different types of jobs. It's definitely also still a thing in the West a little bit, because I have once gone to a careers event and been made to do the MBTI and then told, oh, you would fit really well as a scientist. Which I was like, nice confirmation bias going on there.
If an employer wants to hire me based on a personality quiz, I hope they choose to do one like, what's your based on your favorite movie snack, what's your personality?
Like a BuzzFeed personality
Yes,
test?
BuzzFeed.
Yeah, I love BuzzFeed quizzes. If you're gonna judge me based on a personality quiz, I want it to be one like that.
That's pretty good.
Which One Piece character
right, cool.
are you?
So it's true. I'm the CEO
I don't know.
character.
I've never seen it.
I mean,
Only One Punch Man. Close enough.
Of all the things you picked the one you didn't watch?
I don't know, it's just the first thing that came to my mind.
I think you have a video of you calling yourself out for being a fake weeb somewhere, right?
I do. That was I did a whole stream. It was meant to be like, yeah, it's fine. But it was meant to be like a tier list of the top, I think it was the top 50 anime on my anime list, and I'd only seen like 10 of them. It was really bad.
Very brave to out yourself like that live on stream.
I didn't realize it was going to be that bad when I started.
What's question 3?
All right. Question 3.
Is the question, are you still eating lettuce? The answer is yes.
What first got you into STEM, and what motivates you to keep pursuing your specific STEM interests? So, when I was a kid, I had parents who wanted nothing more for me to become a medical doctor. And as a kid, I sort of gaslit myself into also believing that I wanted to be a medical doctor. So I gaslit myself into loving biology, which ended up working. I loved Osmosis Jones growing up. That was one of my favorite movies. It also terrified me, gave me nightmares. But since then, I've had this general fascination for biology because I thought I was going to be a medical doctor. And then when I gave that life up, I found that the love for biology had persisted, thankfully enough, so I didn't completely waste, the first 2 decades of my life. What motivates me to keep pursuing my STEM interests is the thing that I love more than biology is sharing cool things with people. And so that's helped me a lot in my actual job as a university instructor, because what's more important than me learning things is me getting to be the one to tell you about those cool things. And so I think that's what motivates me to make content and to teach. All right, who wants to go next?
I can go next. I've
Yep.
forgotten the question. The airhead has
Why'd you get
hit.
into
I'm
STEM?
sorry. Oh yes. Well, I feel like that's a difficult question because lots of people tell me that psychology isn't STEM. I fell into it by accident. Yeah, I was I did pretty good at it in my exams at school, and then I was like, okay, well I enjoy psychology the most, so let's just go do that at uni. I have nothing else planned with my life. And then I was pretty good at it, and then I just stuck with it because I don't have anything
Classic.
else I'm good at. That's it. That's the
Classic
whole story.
story.
Yeah. My chat are all telling me that psychology is STEM, so I feel validated. Thank you, everyone.
In this house, psychology is STEM.
Exactly.
Right,
Are
Neb,
you
what about
sure
you?
about that? Rude.
Neb, I don't actually hear you right now. I don't know if that's on my end.
No, that was me.
Come
I accidentally
back.
muted. My bad. I was typing something in chat, so I had to mute for a second. Maybe. So what got me into STEM is I don't know what got me into it. I think I've always been into it because I like bugs. I like being outside. As a kid, I'd go frog hunting every weekend. I understand, or not understand. I've always loved understanding how things work, like on a really detailed level of how something functions. And I never knew I was interested in plants or bugs until I hit university. I had started with an interest in genetics and biology, but specifically the genetics side. And in my first year of university, I discovered I really don't like animal science. Like, it's just not my thing. But I really like the plant science. And then I also took an entomology course and fell in love with bugs. And I had joined the university's horticulture club because my plant science lab partner dragged me to it. And in my first year, I was like, yeah, I'll sign up as vice president. And then in my second year, I took on the presidency of the club and changed my major on a whim. Didn't even know exactly how to define horticulture until like 2 years in. But I love it and I'm very happy with it. And it's definitely a passion that I'm probably going to have for life.
It's so interesting because when we talked behind the scenes, we had pretty much the exact opposite reactions to our discipline. When I was learning plants, I was like, oh man, they're so confusing. They make chlorophyll, and then there's the Calvin cycle, and then I wanted nothing to do with plants for a very long time. So
Well,
I'm
they are
actually very,
very, there's a lot to it, but there's something fascinating for me at least to be able to go outside and I don't want to say I can speak plant language, but I can look at a plant and tell you about it. I can tell you
yeah.
if it's struggling, I can tell you if it's happy, I can tell you if it's sick and what kind of thing it's dealing with. There's so much that I can do with a plant these days that I never knew about before.
I
And so
had
that's the kind of passion that I'm trying to pass off to people. So
my AP bio teacher for classes in the U.S. He was a very very old British dude, and during classes he would just like tell us about flowers and plants, and he would have that same kind of like knowledge about plant life, and I remember thinking, damn, that's so cool, but I cannot trudge myself through reading about it. I would prefer to have somebody tell me instead. So I am very grateful that you can share your knowledge about plants. 'Cause I found
I'm just going to read
reading
one
very difficult.
comment from my chat from Calsang because I think it is funny and relevant to this little bit. He says, one time I asked Nep to tell me what kind of fern I had found, and she told me that's a pine tree, dum dum.
Classic.
So, yeah.
All right, cool. Let's move on to the next question. All right, so what is the group's biggest target at the moment? So I've been thinking about this, and I think for me, I have two answers. So the first answer is the short term answer, which is The biggest thing for us to figure out right now is to understand what it means to actually be a group. There are many more education-based VTubers out there, many more science VTubers out there. As far as I know, we are the first of, the first organized attempt at having a group association. We're definitely not the first to collab in the world of science, but just understanding what it means going forward. In the long term, this thing about the MBTI personality types does sit very well with me in terms of being someone who is very uh, head in the sky. I think it would be really cool if you could, click on a VTuber's account on Twitter or something and see the tag VTheorem and instantly know that what you are getting into is someone who cares enough about education to make it a part of their regular content. I think that would be very cool. It would be a very amazing thing for that kind of environment to happen. And figuring out how we make that happen, I think, is going to be very interesting in the next couple months to years.
Yeah,
Got
I
anything to say?
mean, that's kind of what I've been doing since the start. I went into streaming with the intention of trying to get a group of I don't necessarily want, like, I wasn't necessarily going for STEM VTubers, but my goal was always to be a part of a group of people that are basically doing Skillshare. And if they have something they're knowledgeable in, to work together to like have a community of people that can assist and like bring information and knowledgeable information to each other. So I guess personally, my approach is a lot less of formal education and a lot more of trading of information, sharing of information. So I think that's part of it too, is we really aren't coming at it as we know more than you and you need to learn from us, but we're really about just sharing, this is stuff we're passionate about and have knowledge of, but what do you guys know too?
Yeah, I think the aspect of sharing is something that I really want us to be known for in terms of, again, we're not a replacement for your classes, but
Hmm.
there are so many cool things that we can share, and I think
Yeah.
sharing that is important and cool.
So I just want to throw one example of what that would look like out there. I have come across he is largely a Genshin streamer. In the world of VTubers, we call them flesh tubers. So he's a regular cam Genshin streamer, but he happens to have a ton of knowledge and interest in Japanese culture. So the two of us are going to attempt a forest bathing horticulture crossover stream. So it'll be cultural and horticultural. So it's
That is
not
so
always
cool.
STEM, but it can, oh yeah, it can include STEM. So
Yeah, no, I
yeah,
think
I
that
don't know. It's not just the university level STEM. We're really trying to just bring interest to everyone.
I kind of get that because well, no, definitely, because I think the reason why a lot of people say psychology isn't really STEM is because we've got a lot of overlap with other disciplines. So for example, the arts, like a big part of say for example, like analyzing themes in art comes from psychology, or at least like folk psychology. So like the kind of what everyday people know about how people's minds work, stuff like that. Yeah, I think
Hmm.
there's like a lot of really interesting overlap that can be done. And I think if I was going to reiterate one thing, it's that it's not that we know more and that we're teaching you, it's that we're showing you how we do it, basically. Like, I think that's a really cool way to phrase it.
The most important thing for me, my mantra behind everything I do, is that intelligence is not education. Intelligence is lived experience and what you've taken away from it. People can have dropped out of school at grade 8 and be some of the smartest people you know. And so I value that, and I try to make sure that everyone around me understands that I come at education with that viewpoint, that it doesn't matter what your background is, you can be just as smart as anyone else who has a degree.
I agree with all of that. Just apologies, my stream completely crapped itself.
Oh
I think we're
no!
back, but
You
yeah, I
want us
caught
to
the
take
tail end of
a
that in that
quick
sentence.
break, or
No, I think we're good.
okay?
I've
Okay.
turned the bitrate settings down to the lowest it can possibly go for the resolution for YouTube. So
Okay.
hopefully that'll fix things, but we'll see.
Worst comes to worst, you could also just change the two of us into the PNGs, and it should help.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
might have to end up doing that. So
We can also
yeah.
take a break if you do need to make those changes.
I think we'll be okay because I'll just go to the next question and then I'll make the changes while you two answer. So I'll go ahead and go to question 5 now. Unless because I like totally missed all of Sai's answer. I assume you answered during the
Yes,
time
I
I was
did. I
gone.
didn't really add that much, though, to be fair. But one thing
Yeah.
that I will say very quickly is Pasika has posted in my chat. I think another part of too is that people don't realize that science isn't just the knowledge we acquire, but also how we acquire it, which is a really, really great point.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that. Uh, so let's go to
I-
question 5, and then I'm gonna debug my stream.
Okay, well he's okay. I just one little piece.
Yep.
One little piece.
Yep.
Can you read his comment again so I can remember where I was going?
Persika's comment.
Yeah.
That's on you.
I think another part too is that people don't realize that science isn't just the knowledge we acquire, but how we acquire it.
Yes. Okay. The thing I wanted to talk about is the importance of indigenous knowledge, and especially when it comes to horticulture, because the amount of stuff we understand about the natural world, ecology, and plant life and plant insect life interactions is so limited. But if you go and you talk to communities that have lived in an area for a really long time, the knowledge that comes from those communities is beyond in depth. And so it's incredibly important to look for those other points of views on the world. One of my favorite examples of that is the region of Canada that I live in. One of the larger groups of Indigenous peoples is the Nehiawean, which is the Cree. And a beautiful example of this types of knowledge is in my region. Western science says we have 4 seasons: summer, winter, spring, and fall. In Cree, we have 6. And it actually represents the climate of my region in a much better, more accurate way than the 4-season cycle. And so things like that, it's easily lost, but it does usually represent where you are more thoroughly and more accurately.
That is so.
Yeah,
I think that's
it's a very important thing for me as doing the natural sciences. I think it's crucial.
Yeah, no, we have this. There's a bit of a running joke, which is that when you're talking about how Westerners think, it's psychology, and then when you're talking about the rest of the world, it's anthropology. Because unfortunately, we've had a bit of a. We've not been great at listening to Indigenous knowledge, but I think we're starting to improve as a discipline.
Yeah, and that's what we see with westernized agriculture, is a lot of the food production we're doing has moved away from traditional knowledge, and as a result we've forgotten things that we need to do for agriculture. And so we're getting to a point now where science is like, oh shit, we gotta we gotta take this stuff back into account. And now we're making some changes and approaching it with a healthier overall perspective. Okay, I am done. Please, let's go to the next question.
Awesome answer. Awesome answer. AI created new paths of.
Oh, Fi, you've disappeared. Your mic.
Oh, my mic.
Oh, you're good now.
Oh, the stuff. Okay, cool. Question 5: has AI created new paths of research? I am getting a hardware update, by the way. just for my stream watchers to know.
Yeah.
The scuff will only be here for so much longer. I will be buying an actual PC and upgrading my internet in just a bit. So please bear with me.
Won't have an answer for this question.
Yeah, no worries. So has AI created new paths of research that you've been able to explore from Veriona? So for biology, the thing that comes to mind is Google's DeepMind AI, which is a very fancy AI resource that folds proteins that are unfoldable. So basically, every single chunk of a protein, proteins are comprised of amino acids. So within the structure of proteins are amino acids. Each individual one of these amino acids has its own specific shape and charge. And so to understand how proteins fold requires experimentation, right? You have to be able to actually take a picture, basically, of proteins to know how they look. But that doesn't work for certain proteins that are what's called intrinsically disordered. Proteins that are wobbly and don't crystallize, you can't really know how they look, but Google's DeepMind AI uh, gives you a starting point. Whether or not those are accurate, I don't actually know. I'm not an expert. But if you chat Google AlphaFold, you'll see the DeepMind database where they have produced structures that have not been experimentally confirmed, but structures nonetheless of previously thought to be unviewable proteins, which I think is really cool.
That is cool. Bye, sit still.
Yes, I'm heading into the chat. Sai, you have anything to say on the AI problem?
Yeah. AI is an interesting one. So I think from what I'm getting an ad break, by the way. Should I pause? Did I wait? No, brains. Brain. Okay, I'll just keep going. I'll just keep going. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, ad watchers.
I
Come
mean,
back to the
we can
VOD.
just wait 30 seconds. Do you want me to? Do you want me to do
It's a
some interim?
It's a
Dun,
3-minute
dun,
one.
dun, 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 dun. Oh, I can rap.
I'm
No?
interested.
Yes, no?
How long do we have?
Well,
How long is this ad break?
It's 2.5 minutes.
Fascinating.
let me pull up some lyrics. I can do this. I can do this. What's okay, I'm not gonna pull up the song. I'm just gonna do the I'm just gonna do the rap. Are you ready? This is terrible, but really funny.
Oh, the ad watchers, they will be missing out.
Once
Go
upon a
ahead.
time, there was a one-man gang who never ran from anyone or sold cocaine. Oh, geez, in the city, all knew his name. So here's a little story about the gang that he claimed. The hardest, I know he was from a Okie dog grip. When he get up out the pen, better hope he don't trip. Teriyaki or pastrami, they are always in some beef. Legend to this day, they talk about him in the streets. It's not a real hood, it's something that he made up to piss gangbangers off because he never gave a fuck. He wore white pearl wings with the pink and green strings and dare anybody on the store to say a thing. Seen him knock a lot of dudes out with one swing, but by his side he always kept the baddest bitch you ever seen. Made his first million by the age of 17, running credit card scams, never touched a triple beam. He was the king, everybody tried to tip on him. Well, they would get confused when the Okie dog crip on him. Most of the time they would just start laughing, but they all got knocked out quick just for asking. Where you from, homie? Where you from? Where you from, homie? Where you from? Where you from, homie? Where you from? Okie dog crip, and you don't want none. How's that?
Damn, that was pretty
Everyone
good.
in my chat is saying
you.
hype. Fire.
Fire. Thank you. Pop
Where
bars.
are you from? I'm from
Spitting bars.
England.
To be fair, that's like actual. It's a portion of some real gangster rap crap from like Oakland area.
Incredible.
It's Murs. I love Murs. He's one of my favorites. I love him.
Is this a good time for me to tease something that I'm working on in the background?
You're also doing a.
I am. I'm working on a parody of Edamame by Baby No Money from the perspective of a really arrogant professor.
If you need any rap done, let me know.
I think we should all do some.
That would be great.
My light died. It's gonna be incredible. I'm not gonna lie. There's Loki. Some like there's some stuff in there that I'm actually kind of proud of.
Mm-hmm. I believe it. I rewrite kids songs at work on a regular basis, so I love lyric writing. I guess like working with the same lyrics and changing it out.
It's so fun, but it's so hard to get it to like fit the pattern, especially if
you
it's
say
rap,
that. But
like...
this is something I do. So like, you let me know if you need help.
It's so funny because in the back burner, the like garbage fire of ideas in my Google document, there is a rap about hybrid animals in there.
No way.
I love that.
About like like ligers, like tigers, lions, ligers, or, like stuff
One.
like that.
Incredible.
Maybe we should
Okay.
release an album.
Sai,
Coming
did
for
you
you,
have an answer
Hololive.
for this question?
Oh, it was
Are you
my
back
turn,
in
wasn't
now?
I? It was
Yeah,
my turn
I
to
was
do
just
the
rapping
AI
to fill
question.
time.
Yes. So AI, has there been any new research areas? That was the question, right? Right?
Yep.
Okay, good.
Yep, that is
So,
correct.
a big thing that is coming in psychology with regards to AI is like how we interact with it, but also how we think about it in terms of morality. So, for example, let's say, for example, that somebody does something that we would consider immoral. I can't think of anything off the head. I don't know. Let's say like stealing something. Let's go with that. Okay, right. So I'm gonna steal Nep. I'm gonna steal your assets. I'm gonna steal your stream assets. So if I do
I
that,
believe you've done this.
I know, terrible. But if I do that, then obviously I'm an agent. I have control over the way that I act. So it's designated as like a moral breach, basically. I've broken the social contract. What about if an AI does it? So if there's an AI that goes and steals your stream assets, do you ascribe it to be an agent that can control its own decisions? Or do you consider it to be a, just like a pattern, a statistical model? Because that's what it is, really. Does that affect how you moralize it? So that's starting to be a thing that is emerging in social psychology. Is like how we think about AI as an agent, and its moral decision making, and whether we see it in a certain way morally.
That sounds like a really deep rabbit hole we could go down, but probably not for this stream. I am fascinated, though. That sounds really interesting. Let's go to the next question. Favorite Silva Gunner rip? I think I'll just open this to favorite maybe video game soundtrack, because I didn't actually know what Silva Gunner rips were.
I don't know what this is either.
Yeah, so I think just favorite video game soundtrack for me, it's probably Undertale. I think that's probably true.
Okay, that's a good one.
Yep.
Hotline Miami.
Hotline
Never
Miami.
played it. Soundtrack is amazing. I actually have it on my in my music library.
I have heard. Sai?
I'm sorry, I was dealing with a tech problem and I forgot what the question was again.
Favorite video game soundtrack?
Favorite video game soundtrack? For me, it is Pokemon Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. There's a lot of really, really good music in that, and I like listening to it when I am doing things, studying,
traversing the vast ocean of Pokemon Sapphire.
Yes.
All right, so that's a quick one. Let's go to the next one. Do you guys know any math? If so, what level? Ooh, math.
I can do some basic addition in my head. That's about it.
I can't do anything.
I technically learned up until differential equations, but after that, I haven't needed. It was helpful to learn how calculus works, but I haven't actually done calculus since undergrad, so that's probably where that lies.
I probably have dyscalculia, and I just haven't been diagnosed with it. I struggle with numbers.
I became a biologist to
numbers.
avoid numbers.
I'm fine with numbers, but I just don't like it. It's too much effort. I don't like thinking.
If I can't memorize it, it's really hard. Math is tricky.
And the statistical comparisons in psych papers, I think, are a good amount.
I don't trust
kind of hairy from my perspective.
Yeah.
Stats are so easily manipulated.
Mm-hmm.
It's yeah.
Very tricky. Okay, so next question. I think this one's probably aimed towards me. I know a lot about the immune system, but something that's always eluded me is how exactly the lymphatic system plays into all of this. Could you explain it for me, please, by Paradox Supreme? So, to speak very briefly about that, the lymphatic system is basically the body's drainage system. So you have your circulatory system, which circulates blood. Lymph collects drainage from your organs, and is also kind of a special highway for immune cells to traverse. So that's my answer for that one. I don't know if y'all have anything to say about that one, but if not, I'll just move on.
One sec. I think.
Your opinion.
I think it has nothing to do with my content as a streamer. But the lymph system is fascinating because it doesn't have a pump system. And
Yeah.
so the movement of lymph through your body is done mechanically.
I didn't actually know that. That's very interesting. Yeah, because the
In,
heart
in
mechanically moves blood. I didn't know that about lymph.
So
Pretty
this comes into actually skincare. This is why I know this. There
Okay.
are things as part of skincare that's called lymphatic drainage with your face. And so there's certain forms of massaging your face in different directions to promote the movement of lymph and to promote the kind of the cleaning of your system there. So you
Very
move
cool.
things in a way that it actually flows towards your lymph nodes.
It's actually really interesting. I've been talking to Toxel about doing a skincare stream to learn about the science
Yes,
behind
and you could
skincare.
talk
Should be
about
very
like the
interesting.
microbiome of your skin. Dude, that's
Yeah,
cool.
it's something that I've been thinking about, but I don't know if a skincare company wants to sponsor me. That would really help kick things into gear.
It would be cool, for
That would be
sure.
very cool. Okay, so next question. Are there any interesting, so this is probably another one for me. Any interesting and non-disgusting fungal slash yeast infections? So I don't know a whole lot about yeast infections slash fungal infections, but what I do know is that Candida, a very common commensal species of yeast, is involved in some infections, and the immunoevasion strategies of that particular yeast are quite interesting and not stuff that I've seen before. I don't want to spoil too much about them though, and I need to learn more about them as well. But Canada, you can look into Canada. Candida albicans. Yeah. Anything else to say there?
This is a very opinionated question
Yeah,
because non-disgusting is a
that's true.
broad kind of thing. As someone who has mycophobia, they're all disgusting. Um, that's a
There
fun
is a
one.
judgment
Actually, that
there.
would have been good for like the goofy intro piece. I am mycophobic, and yet I am a horticulturalist. You should see me when I come across a mushroom in a garden. I've got like a 5-foot shovel, and I'm like holding it as far away from myself as possible. I've got gloves on. I've got my hand, like I'm holding my breath, and I'm just trying to get it away from where I need to do my work. I hate it. I hate mushrooms.
Do that what you
Specifically
will.
the basidiocarps. I hate basidiocarps.
Which ones are those?
That's a mushroom. That's the mushroom shape. Fungus is a
Oh,
very wide range of things. I've had to
gotcha,
learn a
gotcha.
lot about fungus doing plant things. They're not the same. It's like learning animal science and plant science. Fungal
Yeah,
science and
yeah.
plant science are also vastly different. But I've had to learn a lot of it to do my like horticulture includes things like the plant science, the entomology, the ecology, the like. There's so many different fields that kind of make up horticulture because it's a practical applied science. Um, so yeah, there's lots of them. Like there's things like smut. Smut is a fungal disease, and it's actually considered a delicacy in some parts of Central America. It's on corn smut. And then what else? You cannot have a functional biosphere without fungus in your soils. Like it straight up, it will not survive. You know how Bee Movie was like, oh no, the honeybees are gone and everything's dead. That is an exaggeration. If you lost your mycorrhiza in the soil, everything would die.
I'm gonna make some actualities about the B movie. That's very interesting.
Fucking hate the Bee Movie. It's a piece of shit. Sorry. I
Hot
want
take.
to do a big watch party with all of the VTheorems at someday and just like rip the B Movie apart.
That's so interesting because I have no preconceived. I haven't watched the B movie, so it would be my first watch through as well. It'd be kind
I
of fun
I
to hear you pop
have
off.
I have watched the B movie, but I only appreciate it as a meme.
I go hard on why everything is wrong, and I love it.
It could be a fun drinking game.
I've
Yeah,
just remembered
Uh,
another fun fact. One time, I used to help run a university society, and we planned to do a B movie screening to like raise money for a charity that was helping the bees. And then only the committee turned up, so we just put on that meme that's like the B movie but sped up every time they say something. And so we finished
Mhm.
it in 7 minutes, and then we went out to the pub.
Perfect. That's awesome. All right, next question. How do you think that life came to be from non-living molecules by Hamdog? So this one I'll address very quickly. I don't know enough about abiogenesis in terms of being able to tell you what's reputable and what's not. It's kind of where my expertise ends. But what we do know is that all it takes are some organic molecules and lightning, and you get amino acids. Whether or not that is what actually happened in the specific conditions that first gave rise to life, who knows? But what we do have a general idea of is you need a couple of ingredients for life. You need organics, you need some molecule of information, so either DNA, RNA, or some pre-RNA molecule, and a bag of fat to keep it all in, so lipids. And so these things can arise quite spontaneously in terms of just having these molecules be around, and if you have them around in just the right conformation, it's reasonable to assume that that is one way life could have originated. I think I'll just move on quickly from that question to 11. What made you choose VTubing instead of flesh tubing? And also, what is your favorite insect from oh God, I'm gonna
Entomolomorph.
entomolo. Thank you so much.
That's okay. I seriously struggle with their name as well.
Yeah. I guess I'll go first. So I don't want to have my face out there because I like talking about the behind the scenes of being an instructor. So like, I always found professors to be very mysterious beings, almost like gods in a weird way. Not to blow too much smoke up their ass, but like, like beings that are so dedicated to the craft, like world experts, and they seemed always like kind of unknowable. And I'm not a professor, right? So I don't have that level of accolade, but what I do have is like a behind the scenes on how instructors can think about how they provide education, which could be interesting for some students. But like, I don't want my face out there in that regard. Although in one version of my channel, I was a flesh tuber, and like the content I made was just not good enough for YouTube, so I discarded those ideas. And in terms of what my favorite insect is, it's probably the bombardier beetle. Who doesn't love a
Ooh.
beetle that because when I was a kid I wanted to engineer Pokemon. Like when I was in 5th grade I had this very strong memory of like, oh, if Charmander really were to exist, how could I like biologically engineer that to happen? And a peek behind the scenes, that was one of the YouTube shorts that I wanted to do, like bioengineering Charmander. But while I was making that short, I had realized that in this video, I had basically given my audience a step-by-step instruction on how to create like a chemical flamethrower out of ingredients that you can buy at the pharmacy. So like, thinking about moral and ethics, I decided not to do that. But yeah, the bombardier beetle is very cool.
Well, I like that guy. I'm gonna answer last because this is my jam.
Yeah.
So why did I decide to be a VTuber? So I am neurodivergent and I have a lot of my face does weird things. That's literally it. I feel I'm not very good at functioning in front of a camera or in front of people, but I'm fine if I'm an anime girl. That's it. And then for my favorite insect, I'm quite like I'm gonna be a bit basic, bitch. I like bumblebees because they're cute. That's it.
They are cute.
They are
Can
very
Can I
cute.
can I suggest a bug for you to look up?
Yes.
The bee fly.
Bee fly. Oh, is that the one that Cutie Fly, the Pokemon, is based on?
Yep.
I love that one.
Yep.
It's so cute.
Good old Bayesian mimicry.
It's so fluffy.
They're so fluffy.
They're one of my absolute favorites. Top 10, actually more like top 3. I fucking love them. Yeah. So, what made me choose VTubing instead of flesh tubing? I have never had a smidge of interest in being a flesh tuber, like a live streamer, until I found out that VTubing was a thing, and I went, "Oh my god!" Because I find being a VTuber on screen, it's just like wearing a costume, and I absolutely love dressing up. I love it. As a kid, playing dress up was like top 10, but I wouldn't even like act out the character. I just wanted a costume on, and then I go do my own thing for the day. Like, I'm someone who wears a fucking pirate hat in public on my birthday because I just think it's a good birthday hat. Like, I wear a frog hat every single day. I will put it on my head. I even have a picture of it loaded into Tits. Or not Tits, VTube Studio. Let me pull it up here, because I'm currently wearing it right now.
Born to be a VTuber, more or less.
I love it.
But the other thing is, I struggle with something called dermatillomania, which, I think you might understand what that one is. The relative of trich or trichotillomania, which is the one that's a little more well known. It's kind of a branch of OCD. And so what it is a compulsive skin picking disorder, which I've been trying to beat since I was like 11 or 12. And I just have times where my skin, my face does not look good, and I don't want people to see it. I know I'm also a fairly, I sound vapid when I say this, I don't like it. I'm a conventionally attractive person for the most part. So flesh tubing wouldn't be a struggle that way. And I'm quite confident in how I carry myself. It's really just, I like wearing a costume, and having the security of not worrying about what my skin looks like is really nice. Also no, actually, I'm not going to say this. I won't say this.
I was just gonna say that's partly why VTubing is awesome. Is we can really be in the moment and not have to worry about like what our faces are doing. I agree, and the pandemic has really made that clear to me that sometimes I just wear a mask to university because I don't want people looking at me.
Well, I'm someone who always wears a hat. I'm not very tall. Like most people are either my height or taller. And so I wear hats that have a brim of some kind because it kind of creates a barrier between us. So if I don't want to pay attention to anyone, I can kind of keep it down a little lower and not look up. And then I have like a whole boundary between other people and myself.
So smart. I should do that.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Oh,
cool.
favorite insect though. Okay. So I have a couple. This is really, really hard for me because this is like asking you what your favorite cell is.
I have an answer though.
But like when you think, like, I'm sure there's lots of them. So for me, my default answer is usually the bee fly because they're fucking cute, and there is a representation of them in pop culture, which is cutie fly. And so like, yes, they're excellent, and they're pollinators, and they're cute as hell. They look like a pom-pom with like a toothpick sticking out of the front of their face. But I absolutely adore these things called Strepsiptera. I think they are so fascinating. They're one of the insect groups that's the least studied and least well known about. I have a friend who described a male of one species. He was the very first person to be able to rear it in captivity and be able to describe it. And that was part of his master's project. But Strepsiptera are also called the twisted winged parasites. And they're fascinating because they spend their lives in the abdomens of hymenopterans, and so bees, wasps, them. And so they live a good portion of their life inside of these abdomens. The females never develop beyond, like, physically, reproductive wise they mature, but physically in terms of their body, they never develop past a juvenile state. So they always stay in like a larval body type. The males will develop into a more classic looking adult. So they undergo a physical change and gain wings, and they can fly around. But the females, in order to reproduce, the males fly around and find the females because they stick their little butts out between the plates of the abdomens of these hosts.
What was the bug called again?
Strepsiptera, or twisted wing parasites.
That gives me like Sephiroth vibes, like one-winged angel.
They've got different names depending on where you're from. They're very understudied, so I'm going to assume there's a ton of different common names because it just hasn't been an international conversation, localized.
That's so cool.
Yeah, they're fascinating things. And then my last one, because I love them, they're not a true insect. They're kind of just a hexapod, but Collembola.
Columbola, say more.
I'm trying to. Let me do a little. Let me grab my book. They're hard for me to describe because they're really weird.
Yeah, my follow-up, I guess, if well, next getting her book out, like I was thinking about Bombardier beetle, but another potential option for me would have been Drosophila, which is like the most boring answer a molecular biologist could give. But if you are someone who wants to study biology, especially cell and molecular, you can't get anywhere without learning about houseflies.
Okay, so are you ready?
Yep, go right in.
I'm just going to read the definition that comes from like order Columbola from my book Kaufman's Field Guide to the Insects of North America by Eric R. Eaton and Ken Kaufman. This one is from, what's the copyright date on this one? Does it tell me? I can find that later if you guys want. If anyone wants that information, I'll post it.
Yeah,
But
we can, yep.
their common name is springtails. Columbola are now considered non-insect hexapods, meaning they have 6 legs, even placed in their own class, but traditionally they were treated as an order in the class Insecta. So this is a more recent change. They're among the most abundant invertebrates, especially in soil, but can be encountered everywhere, from snowfields to the surfaces of ponds to your bathtub. The common name reflects the ability of many species to leap. The forked tail-like furcula, I don't remember exactly what that is, normally rests in a latch called the tenaculum, or the underside of the abdomen. Oh, I know what this is. This is the same thing a click beetle does. I can describe this another time if people are interested. But basically, it's the same concept as like how a barrette, if you snap it in place or snap it back open, it kind of pops. Same idea. The common name reflects the ability of many species to leap. The forked tail-like, oh, I've read that. The sudden release of the tenaculum propels the furcula downward and backward, catapulting the springtail into the air. There are about 675 species in America north of Mexico.
Very neat.
My
neat.
favorite one is called Podura. So if anyone wants to look it up, I will put it in my chat as a pinned comment. You can come find it.
All right, very cool. Let's move on to the last question for the Q&A. Last question. Nep, how do I keep bugs out of my indoor plants, please? I hate them, by Anonymous.
It depends on which bugs. So if you want an answer, literally just come see me. Come to ask me. You can DM me on Twitter. You can do that in Discord. You can reach out to me here in chat. I will happily talk you through it. There is not one general answer.
All right, great. So that is the end of the Q&A. Now we get to have a little bit of fun with some chat participation, at least from my chat, because I'll be throwing up polls. Let's play some trivia. So I think this would be a fun little thing that we could do. So let me go ahead and change scenes to the trivia scene. And then let me replace Phi and Nep with assets that won't completely destroy my
Oh, I can take
churning
these
laptop.
off. Is that better?
Look, the
I
Psydere
don't know.
is here.
I'm putting up static images of you too, just because.
Oh,
my
do you
fingers...
want the reactive, like the sound reactive ones?
No, I think it'll be okay for now.
It takes me 2 seconds to give you the links. Because I have it up.
There is no
I already
cube.
have the things pulled up. It's not a big deal. Yep.
Okay.
The cube is represented as an abstract
Put you behind
concept.
the podiums, and then we'll play a little bit of trivia. So, I figured we could do this in a couple rounds. The first round will be led by me, and then the second round will be led by Sai, and then the third round will be led by Nep. And then at the end, we'll have some questions that were submitted from the chat, which I think is going to be very interesting to see how we fare with these questions. So chat, you will be playing too. Are we ready? Are we ready for some trivia?
Let's fucking
go. So.
All right.
Let's fucking go there, buds.
All right. Round one is my round, cell and molecular biology. So I will read the question, and then you will have 30 seconds to come up with an answer. We're good, right?
Is the thing ready? Is it full screen? Can I share it?
Yeah, you can share it. I don't know if it's full screen. If it has to be full screen, you might have to
Mm.
crop it a little bit.
That's fine.
I had to crop.
Yeah. Let me know when you're ready for some
Professionalism.
trivia.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Small.
Question 1. I'll read it out loud. This is an easy question. How many chromosomes are there in a typical human somatic cell? A 46, B 47, C 45, and D 42. So you will have 30 seconds. I'm going to throw up a poll in chat.
Oh God. I should know this one.
How are we answering?
I'll ask you one by one afterwards,
Okay.
after the 30 seconds.
This makes sense. Thank you.
I need to shrink NEP. Let me move some of these podiums down because I realize that nobody can see the questions. Yeah. Ooh, let me move these down. NEP, you are just going to be just a head outside of the podium. I guess I'll shrink side down too. All right, 10 seconds left.
My things are in the wrong order. I'm gonna get confused. I gotta fix that. Got it. There we go. That's good.
4, 3, 2, 1. All right. So, Sai, what is your answer?
My answer is 46 because I think I remember 23 at some point, and I'm pretty sure that that's double.
Okay. And NEP, what is your answer?
I'm picking D. I also don't remember exactly, but I know it's an even number. Unless you got that triploidy going on.
All righty. So the answer is in fact a 46. So I'm going to update your score counters up here on the screen.
You should have
Yeah,
scores. You're right.
yeah. Yeah, you're right. Let's swap Young Selden with NEP.
So
who
who gets a
Wait.
point here?
So
I
gets
get
a point.
When do you get
chat
answer? What did you answer?
Oh no, I wrote these questions.
Oh yeah.
So I'm not going to be
Okay.
Okay.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so Sai gets 1 point and I have 0.
Yes,
Okay.
That's
true.
okay.
Okay, let me.
We know what we're doing.
Yep. That we do. Give me a sec, chat. Yeah, my chat also got it right. So congrats to you.
Yeah, chat. I chose not to give you the option of having a chat on like the what do you call it? I didn't give you guys a podium. I figured you'd just be dipshits.
There were in my chat there were 3 answers and 2 of them were right, so I take the average of it being right.
Okay, that's fair.
We have someone in mind who's SMRT smart and someone who's yelling "We riot."
We riot.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, cool. All right. Dope. Okay, so we have those set up. Let's go to the next question. All right. So next question, ready?
Yes.
This is another easy question. In the central dogma of biology, DNA is turned into blank before it is read to make protein. 30 seconds starts now. Thinking time. Thinking time.
Okay, like I don't know about you all, but I have no idea what's going on here. I have a feeling it's. I think I know what it is, but please post your answers, and I will.
Time zone.
I will. Come on, we need a good score, guys.
Thank you for the suggestion,
class.
Thomas, the thermonuclear bomb. I think having Young Selden there makes a bit more sense. Yeah, good job, chat. Oh, yeah, let me do the poll for chat, actually. Sorry. So let's conclude this one. Chat, I'll give you a little more time. Poll. Whoop. All right, there you go, chat. I'll give you a couple extra seconds just because I took a bit long to give my chat the option to answer. All right. Do like another 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. My chat is answered. So this time let's start with Nep. What is red before it is
Messenger
enabled to
RNA, right? Am I wrong?
Okay, so your answer is C.
So
Let's
C.
go to Psy.
My answer was going to be B.
All right. And chat answered C. The correct answer to this question is DNA is turned into C mRNA before it is read to make
Yes!
protein.
Let's
Good job, chat.
go!
Well done. So Nep, you get a point.
Oh, yeah!
Chat, you also get a point.
Gets a point too, but I don't have a scoreboard for them, so they
no.
just get a point in their
No
hearts.
points.
Which might be being stabbed. I don't know. Sorry, guys.
All right, this time I'm going to conclude the poll so I make
F.
sure that I do this right. Okay, so those were the quote unquote easy questions. Now we're going to get into some more intermediate trivia. All right, ready?
They were not easy.
Question number 3, the first intermediate one. Which of the following techniques did Rosalind Franklin use to elucidate the structure of DNA? A. Cryogenic electron microscopy. B. X-ray crystallography. C. Circular dichroism spectroscopy. Or D. Nuclear magnetic resonance.
These are words, and I know what they mean.
Sorry. I keep forgetting that I'm not supposed to do that on other people's streams. Fuck.
30 seconds.
I'm so sorry that I can't keep the degeneracy in.
Oh no, it's totally fine.
I'm trying to be on my best behavior for you guys.
And that's what
You'd
makes
think I could do it because I work with kids as a day job, but like you put me in front of Twitch and it's just I'm incapable.
It makes it funnier.
Okay, yes, please put your answers
Net
in the
burp
chat.
count too.
Yeah, where is my net burp
A.
count? Oh, we're at 686.
Maybe D.
Okay, I'll do another 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Let's start with Psy. So what is your answer here? A bit
The
trickier.
only one that I have heard of is B. So I'm gonna go with that.
Okay. Nep, what is your answer?
B.
B as well?
As in bzz.
Okay, great. Chat also answered B. Congratulations, you were all right.
Can I give my reasoning from what I remember as a non-professional in this bit?
Go ahead.
I remember that Rosalind Franklin died due to what is it? Exposure to the X-ray rays. And so because we didn't understand what they did to a human body yet, when she was doing all this research, she ended up getting pretty sick from it in the end.
Not to call you
no,
out.
No, oh wait, did I get it wrong? Is it a different scientist?
I thought that was Marie Curie.
I believe that's Marie Curie.
Okay, sorry, I'm getting the wrong scientist, but at least I used the right thought process.
Yes, correct answer. Very good, very good.
No, call me out, because that's a huge part of science, is if someone gets it wrong, you let them know.
My chat said D. So...
your chat is wrong. Awesome. Okay, another intermediate question. Ready? Which of the following is not an amino acid? A. Lysine. B. Threonine. C. Aspartate. Or D. Pyruvate. Yeah, I'm not going to be too strict on the timing for these. We'll just take however long feels good.
Okay.
So we'll get that up for chat.
No, time feels good. It's obviously mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell at hard degree.
All right,
I'd
chat, go
agree.
ahead.
I have no idea.
Okay, I don't know this one.
One is
I'll make a
not an
guess.
amino acid. We'll take
I can
another 10
answer. I think
seconds.
I've got an answer. I think I've got an answer.
Okay, okay. Cool.
Should I
All right.
say it?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. So I think we're gonna start with Nep this time.
My guess is D, but I genuinely don't know. These are
Alright.
not plant things.
All right, Sai, what about you?
I was also going to say D because that sounds like a mineral to me.
Okay. Chat, your answer was D. The correct answer here, which of the following is not an amino acid, is in fact D, pyruvate. Pyruvate is an intermediate of glycolysis, the process by which your body converts sugar into energy. I think, Nep, you totally lucked into that one, right? That's awesome.
Did I?
Yeah, you said D, right?
I did, but I guessed.
I mean, point's a point. Chat, you get a point. Chat, you are killing it.
Chat also
Oh,
got a
I
point
also
from
stole
my
the
end.
answer
Let's
from my
go.
chat because my chat was saying D, all three of them that answered, and so I was like, I'm gonna pick what chat says.
Perfect. All right. Well
Wait,
done.
me
so-
like it. Me like it sounds like a mineral.
Sai, well, it does. It sounds like pyrite, which is
Yeah.
the fool's gold.
That's what I was thinking.
Sai, how many points do you have right now?
I think you are
3.
tied 3-3.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, because I couldn't. There we go.
I'm updating my thingy. I remembered.
Good job, chat. Good job. The collective wisdom. My chat is doing very, very well.
You got smart chat.
That
Hi, Lord
smart chat is-
TABAL. You can't
All right,
help,
are we
but
ready
you
for the
can
next
answer
question?
yourself.
Oh.
Sai?
Yes.
Okay. Now we're getting to the hard stuff. Ready? What is the job of an enzyme? A, to make a non-energetically favorable reaction favorable. B, to lower the activation energy needed to complete a reaction. C, to provide the energy needed to complete a chemical reaction. Or D, none of the above.
Well, maybe no.
Cool.
I think I'm gonna change mine to this. Maybe?
Poll.
No. The more I read this, the more I
Yeah,
change my
start
answer.
Poll A, B, C, D. Okay. Go off,
It's
chat.
definitely not the one I didn't guess.
Can't wait to get absolutely bodied by the psychology and horticulture questions. I know. I took a sneak peek at them, and I'm absolutely not feeling good about them.
I'm not feeling good about these.
I'm 50-50. Some of this is like, oh, I kind of half remember this.
Yeah, I tried to make the ones that I picked out hard, but like not undoable.
Now I have the benefit of plant science encompassing cell biology.
Yeah. So some of this should be familiar.
So a good portion of this is stuff I had to learn.
What's interesting is that the chat is becoming more divided as the question gets harder. It's really interesting statistically what's happening, which I think is very fun. So I think I did a good job scaling up the difficulty. Okay, so let's start with Sai. What is your answer here? What is the job of an enzyme?
So the only thing I remember from when I did biology in high school is that it's a catalyst. So B sounds like the most logical answer to me. I have a sneaking suspicion this might be a trick question, but I'm gonna go with B.
I have the exact same answer because part of me is like, I don't quite know if these are the right responses because enzymes are like more or less the signaling chemical as far as I'm aware, but I don't know if that means it's to lower it. I'm waffling between B and D. My chat is all saying B.
So what will it be, Nep? Where are you gonna?
I'm gonna give chat this answer, and we're gonna go with B.
Okay, my chat also answered B, but only 62% agreed on that answer. The job of an enzyme is to lower the activation energy needed to complete a reaction. I threw in these other ones to be tricky because they're like it's a common misconception that enzymes change spontaneity of chemical reactions. So, you know, the energetic positions of product and reactant, but no, it's just to get them over the barrier so that they can actually start doing stuff. So yeah, I mean, y'all are killing it. I'm so screwed when it comes to your sections. I was thinking this was going to be way harder. But I'm getting shown what's up. Maybe I should be glad that the state of biology education is good, so that these
College is
hard
just
questions
really
are
well
not.
understood. Like your field is a little, well, I wouldn't say it's a little older than mine, but it is one of the more like long-term established sciences.
Yeah,
It's
it is
definitely older
a
than
required
mine.
course.
Yeah, and like
Yeah.
you don't take plant science more than like a couple of weeks versus doing the cell bio the majority of the
Yeah.
time when you're in school. So
I'm just thinking right now, I should have made these way harder because I'm gonna totally bomb your sections.
it does not help that you're sitting
Uh,
here with a bunch of educated, like university educated people.
yeah. Okay, last of my section. So
Wait,
biology,
first, I
hard
want to say
number
shout
2.
out to
Oh,
my chat
yep.
who got it right. Overwhelmingly, they put B. Let's go. Good job.
Oh, nice, dude. We
Job.
remember
Heck
chemistry here.
yeah.
Very good. This one is the hardest one I could think of while still keeping it somewhat fair. Because this is a thing that people know about and it's crept into like pop science news spheres. So like I
Ooh.
could have pulled something from like very specific about my graduate research, right? But I think this is the hardest and the fairest question I could come up with. Okay, ready? Question 2. What term is used to describe the way in which bacteria talk to one another? Is it A, quorum sensing, B, signal transduction, C, chemokinesis, or D, organic transfection? Give you a second to think about that.
Your answer's in chat. I have no idea.
All right, chat. How about you? This one should be
Yeah.
pretty challenging. You're gonna really impress me if
I got a
if you
write-in
come out
answer.
majority.
I got a write-in answer. They use WhatsApp.
Use WhatsApp. Very good.
Yep. Thank you for that one,
Incredible.
Nick. That's from my partner. That's from my
That one's pretty
partner.
funny.
You guys. This is why I didn't give chat the actual opportunity to vote for these things, because those are their responses when we try Q&As.
Oh, my chat is confused. Oh, I love it. My chat is very confused. It's split. It's split so evenly. That's amazing. Oh, come on, chat. You can do it.
My chat, I think, is divided, but I'm not really sure because only 2 people actually answered.
All right. I think who should we go
My
with
chat are
Sai
arguing.
this time? Oh, they're arguing. Oh, I love
Oh.
that.
Mustang says, as the powerhouse of the cell, the mitochondria uses LinkedIn.
Yeah, that's probably true. That's probably true. If mitochondria took a personality test, it would be LinkedIn.
Me when I see mitochondria on LinkedIn cringe.
I don't think I have a LinkedIn.
Okay,
I follow LinkedIn lunatics on Reddit.
That's
fun.
true. Oh, it's so good.
I love that subreddit.
It's a good one.
All right. So let's go to Sai. What is your answer for this question?
Right, deeply and genuinely, I don't know. So I can logic through them. Quorum sensing sounds like it just doesn't sound like a thing. It sounds like words put together. Organic transfection also sounds like words put together. Signal transduction sounds possibly, but I feel like I don't know. Transduction kind of implies like electrical signaling, which I don't think is how it works. So I'm going to go with chemokinesis because it sounds like chemicals moving, which is probably, I don't know, possibly. So C.
Great.
Logic.
Nep, what is your answer here?
The same answer. I said chemokinesis, just kind of going off of what I understand about how plants kind of technically talk to each other.
Yeah.
So that's my guess.
I'm so proud of this question. So my chat is split evenly, completely dead even, with 5 votes each, A, B, and C.
Whoa.
Whoa.
So I think we
It's the
can't
same
give it
here.
to chat. We can't give it to chat because 2/3. So it's not D. It's either A, B, or C, and 2/3 of the people did not choose like the right answer, right? So I don't think chat gets it. The correct answer is quorum sensing. Quorum sensing, A.
No way.
So no points across the board. I can't believe it came all the
I
way
had
down to the last thing.
2 chatters got that one.
Chatters, you get those points, those 2 chatters.
Good job.
But
You get points in your heart, which is just being stabbed. So be careful.
Chat not smart. I mean, 5 out of 6 correct in my chat. I'm very proud of you all. Well done. And now it's time for me to get absolutely bodied when it comes to the next topic, which is
You know what?
do you want me
Chat, you
to
get a
read your
star. I'll
questions
give
out
you a
loud?
star for that one. So after this, we'll get you guys a star on the sticker chart.
Do you want me to read your questions, Sai?
I can read
Or
them.
do you
I
want to
can
read
read them. Yeah.
Okay, great. So I'm going to tab to the next question now.
Oh, we're gonna have to do the next slide, please.
Yeah,
Please
yeah,
no.
I know. All right, ready?
Yep.
All right, go off.
Yeah, we are doing psychology questions now. So the first question is classical conditioning, in which a neutral stimulus becomes associated with a reflex response, was extensively documented by Ivan Pavlov in which type of animal? A. Cats, B. Monkeys, C. Ducks, or D. Dogs? I will allow your chats to post the answers. My chat is already, yeah, they know.
Yeah.
I say, Fi, you want to just let us know when your timer for your chat runs out, and then we'll do the answer? Because I think yours is the only one that's running on a timer.
I thought about doing a timer, but there are like 1,000 things on OBS on my screens right now, so I've
Oh,
just
okay,
been
so
going
it's
off
not a
of
timer.
vibes.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think my chat has come to a consensus. I have my answers, so.
You said I'm not even honoring that with a response because it's too easy.
I was gonna say when I didn't like read every single one of yours very carefully, but when I saw this one, I was like, I got this. And then I started seeing some of the later ones, and I immediately started panicking.
Went into this blind, and I didn't even write my questions. I thought of them on the spot right before we started.
I've ended the chat poll, so yeah.
Okay,
We
cool.
are ready.
So, Fi, what was your answer?
My answer was D, dogs, because it's impossible to train cats to do anything.
Nope.
So D, because they salivated, and he did it with a dinner bell.
Yes. And I think, yeah, it goes without saying my chat got this right. Did both of your chats get this right too? What did they say?
Yep, my chat got it right.
Yeah. We all just know. We all know it's dogs.
Yeah.
Calsane says it would have been cooler if it was ducks, and I agree.
I agree too. I think it would have been very cool if it was ducks, but it was not. It was dogs. So well done, everybody. You literally all got it right.
Good warm-up question.
Allow me
we'll go
to
to the next
update
one
your
now.
scores. Yes.
Oh yeah. When you're done with the update.
Oh yeah.
So
where are we at for scores? Because I kind of zoned out. What do you guys have?
So obviously I'm not taking score on this round. So I've got Fi at 1, you're at 5, and I'm at 4.
Okay, got it.
All right. Welcome, Romanulo, to the chat. I looked up how to pronounce your name before the stream and then collapsed as I failed to do it when I was reading your question out earlier. So sorry. One day I'll get it right. Okay, I'm ready to move on to the next slide.
Yep.
Okay. And come on, next slide. Okay, there it is.
Okay, psychology question 2. Which neurotransmitter is well known for its role in the brain's reward and pleasure circuits? A. Norepinephrine, B. Dopamine, C. Acetylcholine, or D. Histamine? My chat is already at consensus. I'm so proud of them.
My chat's pretty on top of this one too.
Wait. No, I don't. Oh, fuck. I don't know. I know I know I've known of words A, B, and D. I don't know what C is.
Yeah, my chat has, I think, 100% convergence. United
Oh,
chat.
you know what? I think I've got it, because I think I've sorted out what the other two are.
There is now a cube. There is now a cube as a chat representation. I hope you're all happy. I hope that there is no civil war breaking out, okay? You're all represented.
Alrighty.
Appreciate this. Okay, we all good?
Yep.
Cool. So, Nep, what did you put?
Okay, so it took me a second because I recognize these names. I think norepinephrine is naloxone. I'm not certain on that though. Which is an opioid, what do you call it, blocker. Dopamine definitely sits in the reward and pleasure system, so it must be that one. And histamine is your body reaction to like when you get a mosquito bite and it swells up. That's because of histamines, and that's why you take antihistamines to deal with inflammation in your face. Yeah.
And
So a
5?
B.
That would be dopamine for me.
Yep.
B.
My chat also put dopamine, and that is good. That is the correct answer.
Great.
What is
Fantastic.
A? It is adrenaline.
Oh, it's adrenaline.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I'm like, I know what the fuck norepinephrine is, but I don't remember what it's used for. Because I know it's used in medical situations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But all of them are actually neurotransmitters. They all have some kind of function on the central nervous system.
Yeah. What's the acetylcholine? Acetylcholine?
It is a neurotransmitter. I've forgotten what it does.
Okay, but
muscles, I believe.
Fair enough.
I think it's muscles. Okay, ready for the next
question? You glitched out
question?
when you said that, and I did not hear it.
Oh, sorry. I think it's muscles.
Yes,
acetylcholine.
that's the one. That's the one. Yes, it's muscle movement.
Whoa.
Yeah, I actually have weird
Okay.
overlap with Psy too, in the sense that I went to graduate school for neuroscience and not like basic biology. Well, it is basic biology, but like that was.
Yeah, but it leans into more like brain stuff too.
Yeah, which is why I'm about to be heavily bodied by the upcoming ramp up in difficulties. So, all right.
I can't wait for
I'm
you
establishing
guys
this
to
now
do my
because
questions.
I want to establish. I was feeling very confident when I saw these two easy questions, and it's gonna be a train wreck for me going forward. Okay, are we ready for the next slide?
Yes.
Okay. Go off.
Okay. Psychology question 3. In 2011, Daryl Bem released a paper in. I just realized I spelled Bem wrong. That's great. Okay. Daryl Bem released a paper in which. Oh my gosh, this is grammatically really something. Okay, I'm so sorry. Let me try again. In 2011, Daryl Bem released a paper which sparked a lot of interest in psychology's replication crisis. The paper allegedly provided evidence for what type of extrasensory perception skill? A. Precognition, which is sensing the future. B. Telepathy, which is transmitting information to other people's minds. C. Remote viewing, which is seeing locations despite not being physically present at them. Or D. Telekinesis, which is moving items with your mind.
This is you're wild for this one. This one's a wild question.
I've talked about this on my streams a few times.
My chat is in shambles right now.
I have no idea. I'm just guessing.
Yeah, this is Toxo wrote. This is not intermediate level. This is more of a pop quiz for Psydere.
I was gonna say, if you're part of that study, then it might be intermediate.
Yeah, this is intermediate because I would say I know that every psychology course in the UK and Ireland covers this paper.
That's awesome. Yeah, my chat is in absolute shambles right now.
My chat is also not being consistent.
Mine is relatively consistent in this one.
There is a majority
I
present.
I have my answer. I do have my answer. I actually, yep.
Hope you ready?
Nip, you good?
Yep.
I am.
Oh.
Cool. Okay. So, I forgot who I asked first last time.
Bye.
You want to go first?
Sure,
Yeah.
I'll go first.
Bye.
My answer is B, telepathy.
Okay.
Mine is A.
Okay.
Precognition. Because I feel like a lot of people have a lot of like weird ideas about precognition.
And out of interest, what
and
did your
it's big
chat
in
put?
indigenous knowledge too, and well, indigenous cultures. So
what did your chat?
That's my reasoning. My chat
My
said
chat said
mostly
A.
A, but I got a
Okay,
B and a C.
interesting. So the answer is A, precognition.
Whoa!
Oh, Polak says, if he recalls correctly, it was about being able to see the future if being horny was involved.
I do not remember that bit.
I just thought I'd throw that out there because it sounds funny.
I do not remember that bit of the experiment.
Bonkers. Wait, so Nep, did you get that one right?
I
Yeah.
said A.
Oh, you said A. Dang. Oh, whoa. Sorry. I nearly went to my end screen. I just rage quit.
My chat was
Okay, so
right
what-
on average.
I would like to say for the psychology stuff, I've got so many things going on with my own mental health, and I've been in and out of therapy and seeing psychiatrists for so many years that I've kind of just familiarized myself with a lot of it.
Yes.
awesome.
A lot of people do this, I think.
God, this
Mhm.
this
It's
did
kind of like
not bode well
gardeners,
for me.
right? You do enough gardening after a while, you might not be able to speak about it in scientific terms, but you know what you're doing.
Exactly.
All right. Ready for the next question?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, so imagine you're given a list of items. When you're asked to remember them, you're most likely to remember the items at the first and last items on the list before those in the middle. What psychological term describes this? A, grocery list syndrome. B, serial position effect. That is not meant to say effective, that's meant to say effect.
Oh.
Oh, my bad.
C, alphabetical memory bias. Or D, I forgot the milk effect.
This one is devious. This one is devious for me in particular because I was like,
Uh-oh. Oh no. Where'd he go? Can you still hear me?
Yes, I can hear. Well,
Where'd he
wait,
go?
why? Where did he go?
Yeah. He dropped from the call. Uh-oh.
He's
Let me
rage
check
quit.
in on his...
It's over.
Did he? Oh no, he's back. I was just making sure his stream didn't honk
sorry.
out.
My audio cut out.
Yeah,
I'm
that
back
was
now.
Yeah.
odd.
Yeah, so my chat's going for the meme. There's increasing discontent in the chat, causing chaos. All right, I have my answer. Chat has their answer. We're good on this end.
My chat also has a consistent answer.
Mine says A, C, and D. We got one for each.
Okay, Nep, what's your answer?
My answer is C.
Okay.
Because it reminds me of that thing where you can read jumbled letters, but so long as the first and last ones are kind of right, you can read the whole thing. That's my reasoning.
Valid reasoning. Fi?
Mine would be the serial position effect. I was looking for proximity and recency bias, and I just had to go with one that sounded similar to those. So my answer is B.
Yes. So yes, this is also known as, it's actually with primacy and recency effect.
Oh, primacy, right.
Very close, very close. But yeah, the answer is actually B, serial position effect. The serial position effect is the collective description for primacy and recency, which are actually two separate effects. My chat got this right. Let's go.
My chat also got this right. Although there was a growing faction of people voting D.
Ooh. We do like to call things stuff like I forgot the milk. Like we have that. My favorite psychological effect is called pseudo profound bullshit.
Ooh.
There is a good paper on it.
What is your current score? I added
My current
new.
score is 3.
Your current score is 3. But you just got this one, right?
Yep. I have a total of 3 right now.
Okay. I added more points to my little slideshow and it reset, so.
Yep, no worries.
And then Phi, you're at 4 at the moment?
No, I'm still at 3.
No, oh, sorry, Psy. God damn it. You guys, why do your names have one letter difference? God damn.
It's an example of that thing in science where multiple people come up with the same thing at once.
Yeah, like Darwin and the other dude.
My chat wants me to talk about pseudo-profound bullshit now.
Do it, do it, do it.
I tune in.
Then
Okay.
I'm still.
You want to give us like
messing
an
with
elevator pitch for pseudo profound bullshit?
Yes.
This
So
is fun of
pseudo.
it because we keep getting to talk about stuff.
Yes, yes,
and
yes.
branch off.
So pseudo-profound bullshit is basically if you've ever heard like new agey stuff where it's like the quantum astral field will determine the correlates of the remainder of humanity, stuff like that. Where
Okay.
it's just a bunch of big words kind of strung together. That is pseudo-profound bullshit. So it's something that's meant to sound big and meaningful, but actually it doesn't mean anything when you actually, sit down and try and break it apart. It's really, really interesting. It is correlated with a whole bunch of really interesting things, including science denial, actually. So like the tendency to not believe science. So yeah, that's the thing.
I think we would be so good at that. If we could be the pseudo profound people, that'd be get away with a lot, probably.
Yes, I think so.
Okay, are we ready for the next question?
Yes.
Nep, you good?
I have someone in my chat, Daisy Kyrotera, who's also a big streamer, and you should say hi to them sometime. I shouted them out, but anyways, Daisy says Psydere would really like the Hylix if she's into pseudo profound BS.
What?
I don't know what that is.
I don't know. I'll just copy and paste the comment so you can see it. Copy and paste.
Cool.
Daisy, you might need to just go to her stream and ask or tell her what it is. I'll give a quick shout out.
Okay, interesting.
All right. Shall we go on to the next question?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, it's a game. Ooh, yes, I might add that to my list.
Cool.
All right. The next question is up, and I will bring it up for the chat. Yeah, so the next question is up.
Yeah. So, in 2010, Bennett and colleagues put something in a functional MRI scanner. So that's, for anyone that doesn't know, a magnetic resonance imaging scanner. It's normally used to scan your brain. They used the data to show that statistics can be manipulated to show brain activation where there is none. What did they put in the scanner? A. Blöhai, the IKEA shark.
Yes. I don't know how to say it.
Blöha. Thank you. Blöha. B. A monkey head with a craniotomy. So if you've ever seen Indiana Jones, there's like a bit where they're eating monkey brains. That. C. A dead full-length Atlantic salmon. Or D. The 36th annual Safeway World Championship pumpkin weigh-off runner-up. Basically a big pumpkin.
Someone says dung, and I'm really confused.
Chat is pretty split on my end. And I have to say, with these answers, Sai, you're not really dodging the accusations that you are, in fact, Rin Penrose.
I'm gonna go and hide in a Tesco car park.
Rin Penrose confirmed. Yeah, I've got my answer.
Nep?
I'm good.
Cool. Okay, I'm gonna start with Nep this time. Nep, what is your answer?
My guess is C because I think it's funny, and from what I remember about like frogs and stuff, you can activate stuff with little electrical currents. So that's my reasoning.
Cool. And Fi, what is your answer?
So my answer is C, but for a different reason. Sometimes when you read about biology papers, randomly you'll just find that they tried the thing in the salmon, as happened on my recent stream about lupus. Just randomly salmon out of nowhere. Nobody was talking about them, but all of a sudden we saw salmon in the paper. So I'm going with salmon.
Yes. Okay. You're both right. It is indeed C, a full-length Atlantic salmon. D was meant to be a trick question because they pre-tested it with a pumpkin, but it was not. the annual Safeway World Championship Pumpkin Way Off runner-up. My chat got it right. On average, they got it right. Let's go.
Good job, chat. Good job. Thought you were showing me up. Well done. Well done. All right. And so, are we ready for the next question?
Burped, but I muted myself.
Good catch. Good catch.
Thank you.
I am ready.
Right, question.
I'm ready.
Also, after this next question, can we take a short break? Because that scenario I said.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, so next question. Let's get this done. All right, it's up.
Okay. What is the term for the phenomenon where a person overestimates the extent to which their actions and appearances are noticed by others, often leading to social anxiety? A. Public gaze bias. B. The spotlight effect. C. Egocentric heuristic. D. Audience projection.
This one is messed up, man.
This is a total guess for me.
This one's so hard. So far, my chat is very unified in their response.
We have B, C, and A. None of us know what's going on here, but that's okay.
That's okay, I don't either.
I more know the the application of psychology rather than the science of it. Although the science of it is cool. Learning like why things happen in your brain is fascinating.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Lilac says nobody here even knows their ABCs, so it's tough. And unfortunately, I have messed up my ABCs on stream more than once, and so I cannot refute that accusation at this point. I do know my alphabet, and yet I've made mistakes, and so therefore can't refute it without chat giving me, without them heckling me.
I can't read. Everyone knows I can't read.
I can't remember.
My chat are unified, I would like to say. They are entirely unified.
My chat also is very unified.
Cool. Okay, shall we do answers?
Yep.
Hi, what is your answer?
My answer is B, the spotlight effect. That's because egocentric heuristic sounds like pseudo-profound BS, and the other ones don't quite fit as well in my mind, so I chose B.
Okay, and Nat?
I chose B as well because I think audience projection is probably more to do with an actual response, not an assumed response.
Cool.
But I'm not certain. I think the public gaze bias is more to do with, well, I could be wrong about this because I know there's a phenomena that the more people that are somewhere, the less likely people are to respond to a crisis. So like,
yes,
when people see an accident, everyone assumes someone else will call 911.
That is the bystander effect.
Okay, that's that one. Okay. But yeah, my answer is still B.
Cool, you both got it right. Well done. And my chat also got it right. Well done.
Catching up.
So it's funny you say that C sounds like pseudo-profound bullshit. That's actually a thing. But it is the tendency for people to assume that knowledge that you have is also knowledge that other people have. So it's kind of like projecting your knowledge, basically, and assuming that people know things when they don't. Yeah. D is something.
Ask that right to Sai.
Sorry?
I will get your names right eventually. Someone has a question for you, Sai, but I'm telling them to go ask you directly in your chat. So
Yes.
Yeah.
D is business speak. It's when you're projecting, as in working out how much audience you're going to have in the future in terms of marketing. A, I actually made up.
Okay.
That sounded so real. I would have totally bought that.
Okay, I need to add everyone's scores. Wait.
448, right?
Right now I have 4 for Psydere, 5 for me, and then 9 for you.
5 for you. Okay. I'm doing a bad job of keeping track, but that's
also
normal.
what I have. That matches what I have. And my chat's on 9.
Okay.
They're doing a good job.
Okay.
I just want to give a shout out to my chat. I am very proud of you. Chat is asking me to be proud of them. I am proud of them.
I'm gonna quickly hit BRB. I have a couple things. I always have to take a break right around 3:30 because my rabbits need snacks and they'll demand. So I will be back in a couple minutes to go deal with that. and take a bathroom break and grab another glass of water to drink, and I'll be back. And yeah, BRB. You guys feel free to continue hanging out as long as you like. If anyone likes the shopping network, feel free to stop by. That's what we'll be doing in the meantime.
I love the shopping network thing. It's amazing.
I know. If you haven't seen Nep's like aesthetic, it's incredible. Just the amount of artistry in her assets is like really fantastic. I feel like I scraped by the skin of my teeth on all of these psych questions because I think you did a really good job at misdirection on some of these.
I tried my best. I
What are these
tried my
answers?
best. It's not the best thing I've ever done. The best quiz I've ever written was a meme quiz, and I wrote a what is it, like a riddle? I wrote a riddle for it.
You are living up to the whimsy of the British stereotype.
Yes.
It is very whimsical. It's
Yes.
on the topic of memes in school. So there are instructors that I work with that have like memes in their introduction, like the first day, like syllabus day. And what I've come to appreciate is that those memes were like image macros from from the early 2010s.
Yes.
So it never occurred to me that the students of the current year may not have ever seen like an image macro before. Like it might be, I don't know. Like I asked them like what they thought of the meme choice in the syllabus slides, and they were like, "Yeah, they're kind of old." And then that aged me dramatically. I think a couple of fives died through that statement.
I can't keep up with modern meme culture anymore. Like, I go into class and I'm trying to be like, haha, funny meme. And then they're all like, skibbity toilet. And I'm like, yes, I too am a skibbity toilet enjoyer.
Yep. Cinematic Skibidi Toilet Universe.
Yes. My favorite class
this-
that I ever had with memes was I had like a cross-cultural psychology class. And we had a visiting professor from a European country, and he brought up this, like, he was trying to show like the differences in cultures and how they like different cognitive processes between cultures in the form of memes, which I think is iconic. But yeah, he brought up this meme, and it was like it was in his native language, but like he'd translated it. But like it was a very, very specific style of humor that just did not land. Like he showed it and it was just dead silent. And then he flipped over to the next slide, and it was like the most British meme that I've ever seen. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen on like Twitter where it's like, I don't know, like British weird. There's just British shit posts. There's loads of British shit posting accounts. And it was like one of those, and like literally everybody started like crying. And he was like, see? Different forms of humor across different cultures. It's a culturally bound phenomenon. It was very nice.
Amazing. The only meme that I'm aware of is tap dancing in front of Buckingham Palace.
Yes. Also, Boaty McBoatface. Everyone knows that one.
Yeah. That one,
We
that
did
one's
that.
pretty good too.
We did that.
in my past, in terms of like overlap with this story, like, but yeah, I had two major crossroads to pass. One was a graduate in biology, and then the other one was psychology. Like I was very close to going down psychology multiple times, and I particularly wanted to study like the irony cycle.
Mhm.
And I'm like, at the time I found it really fascinating that there's a possibility that the irony cycle is getting shorter over time. Like the lifespan which a meme can be enjoyed sincerely, I think is decreasing to a vanishing rate. Like all like you never get a sincere meme anymore, you know?
Yeah.
Whatever happened to sincere memes?
It's like there's like multiple layers. Like it goes from being just a meme, and then it's like ironic, and then it's post-ironic, and then it's post-ironic. We've got like, it's like how I think such a good demonstration of that is the Minions memes. You know, the ones that like boomers would post on Facebook, where it's like,
yeah,
haha, I don't know, I hate my wife, haha. But it's a minion. Or it's like, I'm tired, it's 1 o'clock, and then it's a minion. And then it like,
I love that.
Yeah, and then it like looped round into being ironic minion meme. So it was the same thing, but like no, it was different. It would be like I don't even know. It'd just be really, really stupid. Like it
It
would
would
be
just be the
like
same thing, but then you deep fry it.
no, so that was the third iteration. The second iteration was like people trying to do like basically making fun of the
Right, right.
of the original ones. It'd be taking the like the haha I hate my wife and it'd be making it into haha I really hate my wife. I'm gonna go to Walmart and never come back. and then that would get deep fried and that was the iteration of the Minions memes.
I find it so fascinating that, like, when I think of, like, a meme that had such a long lifespan, like, Rickrolling was around for so long
Mhm,
as,
mhm.
like, a sincere meme, and I was like, "That's, like, the last great meme." That's, like, the last great meme. Like, I can't think of a meme
Mhm.
that came after that lasted longer than, like, a week.
So true. Well, Skibbity Toilet apparently.
Apparently, yeah, Skibidi Toilet is, like, the renaissance of
Yeah.
meme, and I'm too out of it to even know where to begin with that.
I can't wait until we loop back round into post-ironic Skibbity Toilet. It's
I don't
inevitable.
know. Apparently, it's, like, really deep and cinematic
Yeah.
and and is very storied. I
I
know
tried to
Toxo has
watch
watched
it,
it.
but I couldn't process it. Like I don't understand what's happening.
Yeah, so I've got a question in my chat. Is there a possibility of a computer scientist engineer joining the group? I ask because it's part of STEM, but not a conventional science. So I'll say this right now. We're still trying to figure out what it means to be a group. We are not limited in terms of who we want to work with. In fact, like I now that class is over, I'm spreading my reach all across the VTuber sphere to sort of collab with everybody, like across even like vaguish definitions of STEM. Uh, so we're not like actively recruiting at this very moment because we're still like trying to work out how to be a group. But I don't think that, as long as you're in STEM and you have like I don't know, Sai, you can respond differently if you feel. My initial feeling is that for collaboration, we'll collaborate with a lot of people across the
Mhm,
boundaries of STEM.
mhm.
Hey,
Yeah, because
PsychenMD is in my chat. So PsychenMD is a doctor VTuber who I'll be collabing with next week if you want to hear about uh, the difference in mentality of a doctor versus an academic, and totally ignoring the middle ground of MD PhDs.
Syken's also in my chat. Hi, Syken. Welcome in.
Welcome, welcome. Nep's taking a break right now, so we're just
Yes.
hanging out and chilling. My chat is absolutely killing this trivia, by the way. They're absolutely slapping.
May I use this moment to speed run and say thank you to the people who subbed and resubbed. Uh,
Yeah,
I
it's
will mute
awesome.
myself. I'll mute myself.
Yeah, yeah, no worries.
Okay, so hello everyone. Thank you so
Uh,
much for the support. It means
I
a
guess I
lot.
should mute myself too while going on.
Do that. Okay, right. So thank you for the resubs. Who is it? Potter 4123. Thank you for the resub. From Prime to Tier 1, amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you for the sub, Boomer, Blue Eyes White Boomer. We love that. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the Prime sub, Mute 1543. Thank you. Welcome in. Welcome to the lab. Is that everybody? And thank you, Meta Knight, for resubbing 2 months already. That's wild. And then there's been too many follows for me to even get through and too many first time chats for me to get through. I am really gonna struggle. I'm gonna speed run it though. So thank you for the follows. 666 DRYG, Mattress Spent, Syken, thank you. Also welcome in. Welcome in. Stuck in Gacha Hell, great name, love that. Drolin, Koshi, Millicent Cerulean, Nick the Nuker, incredible. Rafinha, Pufin, Dr. Akelis, Zenkuya, Zakros, Mikan. I'm sorry, I don't know how to say your name. Thank you though. Breakabell, Emma Austin, Halconi, Sugi the Slime, Mute. Also, thank you for the sub. Thank you, Mute. And then Pasika, Thunder Nugget, the Terrible, great name, great name. Kurisin, Astro Otter. Also, I saw you in the chat earlier, Astro Otter. Thank you for joining us. Duhu, Daisy, Karoptera. I hope I've said that right. Thank you for joining us over from NEP. And thank you for the follow just now, the Maestro Plays Games. Thank you, everybody, for all the support. It really means a lot. We've spent a very long time setting up this group. We've been working on it behind the scenes since December, so yeah, we've been working. So for anyone that's new to the stream, normally I do a lot more chat engagement. Like normally I am on it with the chat engagement, but obviously if there was 3 of us talking over each other, it would just be too much. So yeah, we're not doing that today. I'm trying to see if there's anything important. Follow the dopamine, fellow ADHDers. Yes. Hyperfocus intensifiers. You got any more of that dopamine I can have? Unfortunately not. Thank you for the follow, Tatsu Tao. Also, I forgot to say we got to 3/4 to the follow goal, which is very, very exciting. So thank you for also, I think Breakabell and Thistle, I think you were first time chats. Welcome in. I hope you're doing good. I'd love a paper on telekinesis. We should do that sometime. I'm sure there is one. Let's see. Also Moth, I love that you're just going with B for bug every time. That is very cool. We love that. Pseudo profound bullshit is just big words convincing people who distrust big words. Yeah, tell you that's pretty much it. The thing is that big words, using big words, it lets people feel what's the word? Like intelligent, basically. It boosts their self-esteem. The thing about pseudo profound bullshit is that you can basically add whatever interpretation to it that you want. There is no there's no anything on it, basically. There's no meaning to it. So yeah, it's quite interesting. It's very similar to like astrology. So I think it's called the Barnum effect, where people can just add their own interpretation to a very vague set of statements. It's very similar to that. And then, oh yeah, so Hylix, that was the game. So it's a game written by a man with a dream of making long sentences with powerful words that mean nothing when strung together. That said, hope you're enjoying the group debut. Thank you so much for sharing that. That sounds like exactly my kind of game. Oh, perfect. Okay, I think that is everything. Yes. Skibidi Toilet is just riding on the backroom crowd. I don't even know what Skibidi Toilet is. Like, I genuinely don't know. I tried watching it and I was like, Nanny? Yes, Nep is back. Cool. I am going to message.
Hello?
Hello, you're back.
Hello, welcome back, Nip.
Oh, I gotta reconnect my headphones. They disconnected.
Cool.
There we go.
How are your breaks?
I had to go out to the backyard to pick greens for the buns.
Rabbit. Wish I had
Okay.
rabbit.
Yeah. I have emotes of them. Let me come pop them in size chat.
I'm gonna mute myself for a hot second.
Go nuts.
1 moment. Not to Discord, but just to my stream.
Oh, I say this, but I actually think I removed the peach one for a moment. Oh well.
My cat. Okay. Okay, I'm back. Hello, chat.
Hi.
I had to take a quick break. Now I'm
So
back.
cute.
Are we ready to do the next question?
Yes.
We are now
I'm
entering
ready.
the next portion of the trivia, the horticulture section.
Yes.
Ready, chat? Okay.
I tried to make them easy.
Okay.
Well, not really. Some
go.
of them are not easy at all.
That is the
So,
first one.
Is a tomato a fruit or a vegetable?
Okay, chat, you got this. I believe in you. I've never believed in you harder than I do right now.
I just figured I'd end the age-old
We can do
debate
it.
right here, right now.
M0 in my chat said C.
You can write in an answer if you want, but
It's
you know,
off the rails.
It's a salad.
my chat is nailing it.
My chat is also nailing it, I think.
Yeah,
Assuming I'm right.
I have great homogeneity in my chat.
Mhm.
All right, I'm ready.
Me
All
too.
right. Well, I have a follow-up question. Is a tomato full of seeds?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a fruit.
Yes.
Okay, great. That's a point across the board. Let's go.
And fun fact, a tomato is by definition, botanical definition, a berry, and a strawberry is not. So just, you know,
very
take that
fun.
one with
Yeah,
you.
because the strawberries are the strawberry berry. Yes, the strawberries on
Yes.
the outside.
The seeds are on the outside. Actually,
Yes.
the seeds even are the same type of seed as a sunflower seed. They're called an achene.
Ah, interesting. I like sunflower seeds.
I
Me
wonder
too.
why how they evolved to display them on the outside of the body.
There's other things that do that too, but yeah, it is curious. Oh, actually, a good portion of it is the fact that they don't like to be buried. They need some sunlight in order to germinate. So when you plant
cool.
strawberries from seed, the
Mm.
best thing you can do is plant them on the surface and actually cover them in a little bit of sand because the sand reflects light and lets it through.
Very neat.
Yes.
All right. Great.
Are bananas
warm-up
berries
question.
too? This was a question from my chat. Are bananas
Yes,
berries
yes,
too?
kind of. Yes, more or less, yes, they are also a berry. They get
Nice.
thrown into that category.
All right. Shall we go to the next question?
Exciting. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Number 2.
Well, what is horticulture? Which one is it? Horticulture, is it the science and art of growing fruits, vegetables, flowers, or ornamental plants? Is it the scientific study of plants, including their physiology, structure, genetics, ecology, distribution, classification, and economic importance? Is it any activity that modifies the visible features of an area of land? Or is horticulture a person, or a horticulturalist? Is a horticulturalist a person who tends and cultivates a garden as a pastime or a living? What is the most correct answer?
This is an easy one.
Mm-hmm. What is it? What's
I
my
sure
field?
hope I've gotten this because Nep and I have talked extensively on what she does. So if I don't get it, I'm going to be incredibly embarrassed. Yeah,
I'm
because
looking for the most correct answer.
oh, my chat is split.
None of them
My-
are technically wrong, but only one of them is the most correct.
My chat is consistently mostly saying one, but
Okay.
there
When
are
you
a
guys are
few
ready, let me know.
dissenters. But it's also interesting.
Yeah, okay. I have my answer.
I also have
I'm
my
so
answer.
proud of my Astro right now because I literally taught Gardening 101 to my Astro and have worked in a garden space with him for like 3+ years. Ah, so proud. Are you guys ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this one is A. It's the science and art of growing fruits, vegetables, flowers, and ornamentals. Another definition that I learned in school, but I didn't want to put it here because I didn't think it would make a lot of sense, is high intensity. What is it? Small space, high intensity agriculture. So it's a lot of inputs and attention on a much smaller plot of land. If you think about how much wheat we grow in a space, that space is very large and it can be done with big machines and you can do the same amount of food production in a much larger space. With like carrots, tomatoes, whatever, they're so finicky that you can't expand them to that size. In order to produce things to the same quality, you have to do it on a lower scale and it's much more high intensity. So yeah, the scientific study B is actually the definition of botany. So I kind of have botany in with horticulture, but botany is just the science of it. It's really not the application of what you do with the plants. It's just where do they sit in the ecological system? What are they built like? What are their Latin names? Whereas I'm more like, how do I take care of them? How do I make use of them in different landscapes? Like that. C is actually just the definition of landscaping, and D is the definition of a gardener.
I like the
Ooh.
strategy behind the answers you chose. In the future, make sure to give us a chance to respond with our answers. I did have
Shit,
A, by
right.
the way.
Sorry, I zoned. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
no
was going to
worries.
say
Sorry, what did you
A,
have?
but my chat said B.
Oh, your chat is wrong. My chat
Yeah.
was very split on this
Shameful.
answer. It was just barely over 50% said A.
Oh.
So that one's a tricky one.
Yeah,
It was
the
the thing
one
that
is the
gave it
most
away for
correct?
me was when it said the science and art, because I think that is a much more accurate description of my understanding of what horticulture is.
Because it's an applied science.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Next
My bad
question.
for not giving you guys the response time. No, that was an
No
accident.
worries. All right,
Yeah.
next question.
Did you guys both
You
get
were
that?
right, Breakable.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, I
Yep.
gotta add the score.
You were right. Descent for the win.
So
Okay.
5 and 6.
I
I'm not.
think we're,
I'll just check out after. I'll check with you guys at the end of this and make
I
sure
think we're
I'm
tied
keeping
up
up.
7 and 7.
Okay, so I am behind.
Oh, wait, am I on
Uh,
7?
I think you're on 7.
I thought I was on 6.
Oh, did you? Are you on 6? I don't know. I have you on 7.
Wait, okay, wait, what have you got Nap on?
9.
Okay. I don't know what I've done.
At 8.
I mean, I'll take the extra point if you're offering.
Okay, well, 7, 7, and 9, I guess.
Okay.
And then
Yeah,
it's
that's
even.
what I
We'll
have
just go
at
with
least.
5 score for now.
Nice.
I don't know.
I'll check to see if my chat is correcting me.
We can always review the VOD and go over it again.
Review the VOD. We need to know who wins.
Okay. Yeah. Anyways,
Okay.
I'm ready when you guys are.
Okay.
Cool.
All right, go ahead. Intermediate question, horticulture.
Which is not a component of soil?
Nep, you're gonna have to eliminate one of these for my chat because I can't have 5 options.
You can eliminate the bottom one.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you for the hydrate redeem.
This one I'm truly
Yummy water.
Yeah. I'm gonna try not to look at chat because I truly don't know this and I don't want their answer to influence mine.
I also wait. No! Wait, I think I know the answer. Maybe.
Oh. The gears are turning, the steam is rolling.
I might be horribly wrong though.
I'm so excited to hear what you guys think.
Okay, I have my answer.
My chat are all over the place. Oh no. Oh no.
My chat is in disarray. My chat is in chaos. Yep, I'm good. I think I'm gonna call it for my chat too.
Oh.
Sai, are you ready as well?
I am ready.
Okay, so which is not a component of soil?
yeah.
I'm not going to give you the answer this time, but I'm just going to say what they like them. So A, silt, B, humus, C, dirt, D, water, and E was mycorrhizae. But we've pulled mycorrhizae out, so it's just 4 options.
Cool.
Oh, Sai, what about you?
We've got similar names and I don't know who that was.
We'll just, you guys pick.
I'll go first. I'm very hungry right now, so I picked B because it looks like hummus.
It does look like hummus.
I love hummus.
Me too.
So I have a bit of background to my answer. I've picked A, silt, because so when me and husbando are trying to get to sleep, we watch videos about like cave diving horror stories. And like when you go diving, if you mess up the sediment at the bottom of the cave, it's being silted out. Yeah, so that was my thinking, is that silt seems to be like fine, not like more like sand than like soil, but I might be wrong. So I go with A. My chat has no consistent answer. It's all over the place. I think they chose C on average.
This is fun. So the answer is going to be the thing that I'm assuming none of you are going to guess, but it's C. It's dirt.
No.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
No
so dirt,
way.
Dirt is it's not even it's not a scientific term.
That makes sense now you've said it.
So dirt is like a weed. What defines a weed? Well, it's just something growing where we don't want it. That's all a weed is. Dirt is soil out of place. So if you've gone and dug
Soil
up
out
your
of
soil and
place.
you've got a big pile of it on the driveway, that's dirt.
You are blowing my chat's mind.
Yeah.
Shout out to
So
my
soil
chat who
has
got it
5
right on
components
average.
to it. Soil is built of 5 components. You have your inorganic materials, which is sand, silt, and clay. So rock and stuff, you're correct. Sand, silt, and clay are just different sizes of particles. So sand is the largest, silt's in the middle, clay is the smallest. All 3 of those come together to create a soil texture. Humus is your organic matter, so any of that. We talked about C, which is the correct answer. D is water. Water and air are critical parts of soil component. You cannot have healthy soil without water present, without air present, otherwise nothing would live in it. And then E is microorganisms. Mycorrhizae is fungal, it's the fungus in the soil. And so mycorrhizae are your microorganisms. Yeah, dirt.
Oh, so dirt is
Is the
wow, I
answer.
didn't know that dirt is not like a scientific term, that it's misplaced like uprooted soil essentially.
Yeah. Well, it's like weeds. Weeds are not really a scientific term. You can't just
Yeah,
define a
okay.
weed unless it's got context to it.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think some of my chat got a bit confused with the terminology. So like it's the equivalent of using the term weed in the sense that it's not a precise term.
Well, yeah, weed is just the only way weed is useful as a term is if you know where it is.
Wow. Very cool.
Right?
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that tripped me up. All right, are we ready for the next question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
I
right, we
will
got
get this one
visuals
right.
on this
I'm
one.
determined. Oh,
All right.
never mind.
Is this plant healthy?
You got a 50-50
Yes or no?
shot. We got it. We got it. We got it.
I can't. Can you make the picture bigger? I can't really see it. I'm blind.
Yes.
I've got
can
bad
make the
eyes.
picture bigger.
Thank
Let me
you.
make the picture bigger.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'll make it larger on my screen as well for just a minute.
Let me just comedically oversize this. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Hmm.
I have my answer. Chat is again in shambles. This
No,
one's
is
actually
the
50-50.
plant healthy? Not is it good for you? It has nothing to do with you eating it and it has nothing to do with people, okay? This is irrelevant to you as a human. Is the plant healthy?
Looks wild, by the way.
It's cool.
Hmm.
Nep and I did a collab stream where we talked about infection of plants as a stream because
This has
truly don't know
absolutely
any of it.
nothing to do with phytoplasmas.
Right, but like in terms of that was the first time I ever encountered images of diseased plants. Like I just didn't know what they looked like. Not to say that I know the answer to this one, but like my very first exposure to plants that were unhealthy came from that stream, which I thought was very cool.
I mean when I say like I can kind of read their body language because I can just see these things. I know what's not meant to be there, what is meant to be there.
I think Nep's a druid.
How things are called. I can usually tell you what's the cause behind it, even if I don't know the species. I can tell you if it's fungal, bacterial, if it's an insect, if it's mechanical damage. Like those are things I can recognize.
All right, my chat is settled. I have my answer.
I'm ready when you guys are.
I am going to guess, but my chat has an answer.
Okay.
All right. You guys feel free to, because I don't enunciate your names well enough.
So I'm going to say that this plant is not healthy, and my chat agrees with me.
right.
I have no idea, so I'm gonna say it is not. I don't know why. I have no answer. It's just I'm conforming to social pressure actually, because my chat also says it is not. But they are saying specifically because it looks like it's got a parasite growing on it.
Top. Okay, I'm back.
Well, the logic for why it's not healthy is not correct. But no, that is not supposed to be there. This is a rose. And this is
Oh,
something
wow.
called a gall, or Gall, a gall. And a gall is more or less the same reaction in a plant that you have to a mosquito bite, where an insect with a sucking, piercing mouth part, so like a tube that can get into the tissue, so things like aphids, things like mosquitoes, like anything that has that kind of a mouth part, they can cause these sorts of things. And a gall is a swelling of the tissues based on that reaction. Unlike an animal cell where histamines can come, like they'll leave the space and then the swelling goes down. With plant cells, because of the cell wall structure and everything, once it's there, it's there.
This morphology is the plant itself and not something growing out of it.
Yeah, so it's plant cells, plant structure that's kind of coming as a result of an insect damage or something similar to an insect, like maybe mites will cause them. It just depends on what's going on. This is a really unusual looking gall. You will almost never find something that looks like this. Usually they're just little rounded growths on a stem. But I wanted to pick something that looked a bit like a flower, just as an extra bit of confusion.
That's nuts. Side, did
See,
you get one right? I'm keeping track.
I did, yes.
Nice.
I was thinking
it's
it kind of does look like a flower, but it also kind of doesn't. It looks like
right?
like an unnatural addition. That was my thinking. Like, honestly, if I was going to guess something, I was going to say it was a fungus. But yeah.
Yeah, it looks a lot like a fungus, but no, this one's it's related to galls.
In the back of my mind, I was also like, there's no way that you would put a picture of a fungus on the slideshow.
That's true.
I struggled with figuring out what to use as podiums for my stream because the only thing I could think of that would be useful is like little toadstools, and I'm like, I'm not putting mushrooms on here.
We don't stand mushrooms in this household. All right, next question. The first of the hard ones, I think. Ooh, I should blow this one up too.
So what is this tree?
Yeah, I'll just blow it up here. You know what the question is. What is this tree? I'll make the image as big as possible.
I have never heard of any of these.
I have also.
So your options are a Colorado spruce, a balsam poplar, a tamarack, a jack pine, or an eastern white cedar. To be fair, all of these are kind of like a mid to northern Canadian range of species. But
yeah, sorry, could you?
Yeah.
Which one can we remove?
Oh, just take the bottom one off again.
Okay, great. Sorry.
Yeah, so basically what it is a spruce, a poplar, a tamarack, or larch, depending on where you live and what they get called. Larches always make me laugh because of the Monty Python skit from Flying Circus, where they're like, how to identify different types of trees from very far away, and they're number one, the larch, and it's the only one they ever show. The larches kill me. They're just funny. Jack pine, which is a pine. Cedars are yeah, I just picked different kinds of trees, even though the species are ones to my region. So spruce, poplar, tamarack, larch, or pine.
Okay, I have my answer. Giving chat a couple more. Yeah, this is wild. My chat is saying they're from tropical countries.
Nope. Oh, I can walk down my street and find these.
This was not in my Minecraft server, says Toxo. Funny. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, just let me know when you guys are ready.
I think my chat is logged in too.
I just realized I was muted. My own stream.
You're good.
Incredible.
Oh, on your stream. Oh, I was like, I can hear you.
How did I even do that? I didn't even. Okay, whatever.
My chat says I'm the lurch.
Incredible.
Okay.
My chat has no consistent answer, I think, so I don't know what to do with them. There needs to be
Okay,
someone to
well-
break the tie.
It's because Bendo mod.
He's just left. He's
What?
left. He needs to get up for work.
Tragic. I didn't give my chat a point if they were tied.
Okay, the tie's been
then.
broken. Okay, we're good. We're good.
Okay.
Okay. Are you guys
So
ready?
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
I'll answer first. So yeah, my chat and I were locked in. We're of the same mind. It looks vaguely like a pine cone, so I went with D Jack Pine.
Okay.
Interesting. So my chat have also said D. However, I'm pretty sure I remember that Monty Python sketch.
Funny.
And I swear I looked it up afterwards as well, and I think it's vaguely reminiscent because I remember it being kind of pink. So I'm gonna go with the larch.
You guys ready?
Alright.
You want your answer?
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, it's a larch. It's a tamarack.
Whoa!
Let's go.
So the thing I want to tell you guys that makes this really fantastic, and the reason I picked the answers, is that spruce, tamarack, pine, and cedars all bear cones. So they don't do fruit, they do cones. Spruce and pine, and I believe cedar, are actually something called gymnosperms, whereas flowering things, including the larch and the poplar, are angiosperms. And so cone-bearing things and fruit-bearing things are a little different in terms of when they came around evolutionarily. Cone-bearing being the predecessor to fruit-bearing. Now, tamaracks are a flowering plant, and yet they have a cone. So kind of fantastic. They're also deciduous, meaning they drop their needles, their needle-like leaves every winter. So it looks like a pine or a spruce that has died every winter. But they're a flowering cone-bearing plant. Also, if you ever want to know what they like, if you want to figure out if it's a larch or not, if you run your hand up and down the needles, larch are really soft. They will never poke you.
Go touch some grass, chat.
No, grass is not relevant to this.
Go
I will
touch
be
some
doing
tree.
a grass stream to school all of you idiots on what grass is.
You don't even know what grass is. I don't even know what grass
If
is.
you don't know what grass is.
Okay, cool. Are we ready for the next question?
Yes. Also, I would like to just say I would not have got that without the Monty Python reference.
Yes, OP. You're British. You're English.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Cultural
our
bonus.
one good
Okay.
cultural export.
All right, next question.
All right, what does a GACP certification mean? If you have this certification under your belt, is it A, B, C, or D? Green Acre Collaborative Project. B, Good Agriculture Collection Practices. C, General Apiary Care Practices. Or D, Global Agronomy Certification Program.
This one is a bunch of gobbledygook to me.
There's like 3 of them that sound
Oh,
legitimate.
I did my best to make things sound very, very legit.
I mean, I have made my decision, and it is not based on knowledge. It is based on
Vibes.
my favorite insect.
Oh, okay, fun. Oh, wow, we have high consensus in chat right now. Maybe that's because maybe that's because people are afraid to answer, but my chat is very united here.
I'll be interested to hear what they've said.
Someone in my chat wrote, "Great, amazing collab, Pog."
Thank you.
Surprise pants. Thank you very much. All right, I'm locked in. I think my chat is also locked in.
Yeah,
Yep,
I think
I'm
that
good.
there's a consensus in my chat now. Yes. Yes. Yes.
All right.
I think so, yes.
So shall we?
Yeah.
Yes.
So.
Okay. Well,
Uh,
the answer is
Wait, no.
Oh no, right. Sorry, I'm skipping. You guys say what you think. Tell me.
My answer is, and now I'm regretting it, but I'm locked in, is D, Global Agronomy Certification Program. My chat voted with a majority B.
I was going to go with C, General Apiary Care Practices, because I like bees. My chat has also gone with B, so that's concerning.
All right, Nip.
Well, chat gets that point because it is
Hey,
good
yeah.
agriculture collection practices.
How did you get
Let's
that?
go.
For some reason, I've been involved in the teaching of this program while taking the program. I can't explain that very well. COVID was weird. So I got my certification while also being involved in the hosting the program.
Amazing.
But yeah, so what it is, and the reason for this certification is good agriculture collection practices means that what you are producing is what you say it is. So if you have a jar of salsa and you say these are the ingredients, but you forgot to list something, you are going to get in a lot of trouble. And good agriculture collection practices says that you've done the training behind this, you understand the significance behind it, and it's an internationally, I believe it's internationally recognized. And once you have it, you don't really need updates on it because it's not based in like scientific fact so much as it is like the post-harvest side. So after it's come out of the ground, these are the important pieces that you need to follow.
Cool. So it's like consumer protection. That's nice.
Kind of, yeah. I did add an additional super fun hard question that is part of the bees stuff because I think it's fun.
Okay, we'll do that one real quick, and then we'll get into the chat trivia.
This one's not for points. This one's just for fun.
All right, bonus round. So this one's not for points. Okay.
Yeah. So, what practice defined the comb honey era of apiculture? So this is a culturally historical era of beekeeping practice in human history. And what defines this era of beekeeping in human history?
All right, I have my answer.
I think I also have an answer.
Okay, since we're not doing this for points, I'll just say my answer.
Yes.
I said the use of coiled straw hives known as skeps because that's very weirdly specific, so that's what I went with.
They're
all actually very specific when you understand the terms.
Yeah. So I had a thought and then I've forgotten it. I think my gut instinct was B, but then it doesn't really make sense because that adultery of honey, that means like stealing it, right? I don't know what that has to do with modern scientific method. Unless you can secure the beehive now using science. Now I've said it, I changed my mind. No, I can't back away from it as B. I'm going with B. I'm probably wrong.
Stay strong.
Sai says B. Phi says B. What does chat say? Well, I guess it's not for points, so it's not really okay. Chat, you guys can just vote in your heads. This one is it's B. It's the response to the adultery of honey before modern scientific methods. And so I will give an explanation here for all of them. First, I'll go through the other two. So bee space. Bee space is something that was discovered by some scientists in like the 1800s or so. And what it is bee space is literally 3/8 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch. That's what bee space means. And what it is the distance you need to have between frames in a hive so they don't build comb and stick it together.
Is that in centimeters? I don't know what an inch is.
It's probably like around 1/2 centimeter. No. Maybe
3/4 of an inch is 2 centimeters. Or 1/2 an inch. Oh, quarter. 1/4. Sorry, I thought you said 3/4. One
Oh,
quarter of
maybe
an
it is.
inch is 0.6.
Let me double check I just Googled it to make sure. Yeah, 3/8 of an inch or 1/4 of an inch.
Okay, yeah, so that's 0.6 centimeters. Yeah.
Yeah. And so what it's not that. That has nothing to do with comb honey. The use of coiled straw hives, known as skeps. That's a really fascinating one. Skeps are what you think of when you think of beehives. So think of like the classic, not the bear-shaped honey bottle, but the one that's got like those like rounded, tiered shapes up to the top. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Okay, that is a skep. And so what it is coiled straw that's been coiled up into this shape. And this is actually, it's an illegal practice. You are not allowed to beekeep in these kinds of hives anymore because it's considered cruel to the bees when you disassemble them in the fall to collect your honey because you destroy the hive in the process.
Oh, that's tragic.
This is part of when people relied on catching swarms for beekeeping. And it's actually a little bit prior to the comb honey era. Yeah, the bee space one comes from post comb honey era. The response to the adultery of honey. What's a great way to sell more honey when you don't have more?
Add
You
water.
thin it. Yeah. So adulterating honey is thinning it. And the way you can do that in modern scientific methods is you can just do a chemical composition. You can just run it through a machine and say it's got this, this, and this, and then you know whether or not it's actually honey or not, or if it's been changed. Now, the way that they used to do this prior to having those methods, and this is why I wanted to put this in, if you come take a peek on my stream, my podiums, it's a jar of comb honey.
Very cool.
Yeah, so it's just a chunk of honeycomb in your honey.
All right.
Oh.
And that's how people proved that it wasn't adulterated.
Oh, I see.
The comb honey era was the selling and production of honey with a chunk of comb inside of it.
So it was like a visual cue to say, like, yeah, I promise this isn't. Very cool.
That's all it is.
See, for some reason, my brain was like, adulterating honey must be stealing it, and then I was like, you can defend it with science.
Yeah.
Sorry, so I've actually moved on to the bonus chat trivia slide. So, so for full transparency, Toxo was the one to put these together so that I didn't get an unfair advantage by looking at these beforehand. But she did edit a couple of them to make them a little harder or funnier. I don't know what she means by that, but that is what happened. So just be aware if your question doesn't look quite the same, it's because it's been edited just a bit. All right, are we ready for the first question, y'all?
Yes. Do these count to points?
Yes, these count for points. So that we're
Yeah, I didn't want the honeycomb one to be part of points because it was a little unfair.
It could be anybody's game at this point, right? Okay, so first question. What is the name of the complex protein system that aids the
immune system in destroying pathogens?
Immune system, analyzing system, B, the complement system, B, the protein system, B, the complaint system.
That sounds like an HR problem.
Yeah.
Okay. Chat, you can add your answers to this one again. This round you can add your answers.
I'm gonna throw some eyes at you.
No, Black Eyed Peas style. I'm a bee. Sorry.
Although to be fair, I haven't actually talked about this particular thing on stream, but y'all are a bunch of biology heads, so I have confidence that you'll be able to get it. Okay.
Yeah, this has nothing to do with what I've studied.
So, Kierkegaard coming in clutch. Interesting. Okay.
Oh. Oh, he dropped out again. Where'd he go? He's disappeared.
We'll give him a moment.
It's the protein system. He's gone to destroy the
Ah!
pathogens with it.
I love that. I totally forgot to ask my chat for my community for questions.
Sorry, I cut out in Discord again. My Wi-Fi top is suffering. So yeah, my chat. We're with B. What do you have?
I
Yeah. We didn't really come to a consensus. One person says C, one person says ABBA, and I said A.
Okay, and side.
It's valid. I was okay. So my chat doesn't have a consistent answer. There's A's and B's. Okay, I was also torn between A and B. There is logic for either of them, I think, because in theory the protein could be stabilizing the pathogen, or it could be complementing other forms of immune defense. And this stresses me out. I am going to go with B because I feel like complementing the other forms of defense makes more sense logically.
All right, and we will reveal the answer. It is B, the complement system. So I actually don't know why it's called complement. But yeah, my chat very united 91% on B.
Oh.
This one I
Oh,
was
isn't it because of the
particularly
way enzymes fit together, like lock and key style?
I don't really know if that's how complement got its name, to be honest, although
Oh.
I'm sure maybe somebody in my chat can answer that because I certainly don't know the origin of the name complement. It's just something that I hard memorized.
So which one of you got the point for that? Anyone?
I got the point, and I think Sai also got the point.
Yes.
Okay, not me.
Right, don't call it a comeback, chat. Don't call it a comeback.
Hi, where'd your points go?
Good job, chat. All right, are we ready for the
Hi.
next question?
Bye, how many points do you have?
I have 9 right now.
There we go. I'm good. Let's go.
Okay, next question. Audience question number 2. What is entomophagy?
I know this one!
A group of insects in the order Hemiptera, the Latin name for a
Here, let
species
me
of
read this.
grasshopper. Yeah, please do. 'Cause
So
I
what
don't
is
know.
entomophagy? A group of insects in the order Hemiptera, the Latin name for a species of grasshopper, order Orthoptera. Technical term for eating insects, or a special chemical used by a bombardier beetle to digest their food.
Okay, I have
Hi,
my
you should
answer
know this
ready
if
for
it's the
chat.
beetle.
If it's the
My
beetle, I should know
question,
it.
I actually don't know this. Do bombardier beetles digest internally or externally?
I think I mean I don't know because the bombardier the spray is external.
Oh
It's
yeah,
I
no,
think it's defense.
what
I
it
don't know
would
anything
be is
else
like
though.
basically, you know how amylase exists in your saliva?
Mm-hmm.
It would be like if you spat your saliva out onto the food first, let it do the bit of digestion, and then ate it,
I don't
versus
really
just
know.
eating it and doing it internally. So
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure.
yeah. That's not really what this has anything to do with. I'm just curious. I'm curious how they digest, because now it makes me wonder.
Yeah, I've got some hypotheses as to why it's called complement in my chat, but I don't actually know which one of the two explanations is correct.
My chat
Yeah,
is
I don't know.
consistent. And it's also the
You
one
know,
that I would have
Latin
chosen.
bases, it should be pretty easy.
Okay, yep, I have an answer, so does my chat. Oh,
go.
sorry, yeah, Young Selden is blocking the credit. Sorry. Yes, and Tom, please stutter it one more time. Can you?
Entomophagy.
Oh no, the person who wrote in.
Oh,
Oh,
Entomolomoth.
entomolomoth.
Thank
Yes,
you.
they
I'm
haven't
having a
posted
hard
the
time with
answer in the
pronunciation.
chat, so thank you, Moth, for not posting the answer. Oh, also,
Okay.
they said their question was changed. Yes, some of them are being changed for comedic effect.
Yep. Okay. And so the answer is. Oh I
We
ignore
didn't
that. I forgot. I
say.
forgot. I did the thing. Yeah. Sorry. So
And
my
sometimes
chat
you're
and
just
I.
jumping. Yeah.
Yeah, my chat and I agree on
Yes.
C. What did y'all have?
I was also going to say C. Nightmind in my chat has said vote C for Vor.
Yeah.
Oof.
Oh, by the way, you guys, I'm the Vor streamer. If anyone's curious, for some reason, I cannot escape these accusations. The problem is, as I once asked in my server, why? Why is Vor a thing? And it's never, no one will let me live it down. Yeah. But yeah, so if you want a little bit of background on that, entomophagy, ento meaning insect, and phagy is part of eating. It's yeah.
Yes.
So
Yep, as a
a
neutrophil.
phage is like where your energy comes from, right? Something like that.
I think phage is more like
Well,
for the
no,
Latin root
because it
Digestion
has
services.
and then I have to give chat a
I'm trying to think of the term. If you put phagy at the ends of things, in at least in entomology terms, it has to do with what they eat.
Yep, that's the same thing for cells as well. So
Okay, yeah.
professional
I mean,
phagocyte would be what like
Yeah.
macrophages are.
So entomophagy is the practice of eating insects.
Very cool.
Microphone.
Okay, it's coming down to the wire. Sai with just a little bit of a lead.
Wait, did we all get that? Yeah, we all got that one, right?
That. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right.
So I'm one behind now, right?
No, we're tied now. Both of us have 10.
Oh, and then Sai is the smart one.
Yep.
I am guessing.
There's still time. We still have.
This is the psychology aspect. You're like, oh well, I can guess based on the A, B, C, and D.
Facts and logic.
Okay.
I tried to stump you with how I said some of the answers in another one, and I made a point of reading them like I'd not seen them as long. And then I read one really quickly, like I was super familiar with it. And Sai, you picked the one that I was familiar with in terms of how I pronounced it.
No way. I didn't even realize I'd done that.
I did it on purpose to see if it had an effect.
So I've moved on to the next question. What does molybdenum do in our bodies?
Molybdenum?
Molybdenum.
Chemist on your chemical chart, it's MO.
MO. All right, go off, chat.
I have no idea. I just know it's
guessing smartly.
You can't have plants require molybdenum on some level in order to thrive, like to survive, but it's such a micro amount. I just can't remember what it does. I just know it's a critical part of plants. You cannot have plant life without small amounts of molybdenum.
So this credit goes to Teo the Pro. I have an answer, although I'm not gonna look at chat because chat's been knocking it out of the park.
I have no idea.
You know what? I think I have an idea based on what I just said.
Yeah, so
because there's one of these things I recognize.
Okay. So, shall we say what our answers are? So, my answer, and I'm gonna get roasted if I get this wrong, is A, makes energy from iron and detoxes sulfur. My logic being weird metals do weird things with other elements on the periodic table, but I've just looked over at chat and now I'm deathly afraid that I'm wrong because my chat is saying B, cofactor in the Krebs cycle. What do y'all have?
B, because I just recognize the Krebs cycle being a thing, and I know it's such a minute amount that you require. It's probably recycled in the system, and a Krebs cycle is cycles require recycling of chemical pieces. So that's my guess.
All right, so how about you?
I was gonna also go with A because my logic was if it was nervous system, I'd probably know about it. I haven't heard of it in relation to removing carbon monoxide from the blood. Can you even remove carbon monoxide from the blood that easily? I'm not sure you can. And then Krebs cycle, I remember it, but it was mildly traumatic for me, so I chose not to do that.
Okay.
My chat set did not have a consistent answer. They were split between A and B.
Okay, so the answer here appears to be, oh, thank goodness. Oh, I was gonna be in real trouble if it were the Krebs cycle. Okay, so that's a point for me.
And point for Sai.
And a point for Psy.
Crap, I'm losing. Shit.
I like how I'm just working them out.
You know what? This is
I
unfair
don't
because
know
everyone who
anything.
submitted questions, aside from Entomolomoth, they're not geared towards me.
This has nothing to do with psychology.
This is all biology.
Arguably,
I'm not
this
a
one's
plant brain,
chemistry.
Nick. I'm a
Arguably.
pothead.
Yeah.
Get it?
See.
Very good.
Thank you.
Very good.
Yeah, it's funny. Funny joke.
Ouch.
Okay. Let's go to the next question. Oh man, if that were Krebs cycle, I would have been in trouble. I'm actually quite relieved. All right, next question.
Yay, it's the pot.
I gotta turn it around.
Quarks are in a proton? Credit to
no.
Helitrium. E quack. Okay, so I'll let chat answer, and I'll have to think about my answer. This is physics now.
I hate physics.
I don't know.
Quack.
And I am not looking at chat.
Psyduckies are voting for quack.
I have not given my audience that option.
Quack quack.
I have no fucking clue. I'm guessing D, but I don't know.
My answer is D. My answer is D.
Oh,
what do you
answering. Yeah, my answer was also going to be D because I know that there are definitely up and down. I know that that's a thing. And I feel like a proton would mean that it's positively charged, and logic would say that up is probably positive. But I feel like it also needs to have at least one down to make a whole, if that makes sense. Okay. So yeah, that was my logic. My chat is split between D and E.
I took 3 university undergrad chemistries and then I never went back.
Okay, so the answer here is in fact D. So we all get a point across the board. Yeah,
I'm still losing, but yes.
I knew there were 3, and I knew Strange and Charm were a thing, and I was like, would they have used Strange and Charm for the proton? The proton's kind of a vanilla option. But I do know that Strange and Charm are a thing. So this was a nice one to get into. All right, points across the board. Very good. All right, are we ready for the last audience question?
Yes.
Nep,
how about you?
Yeah.
Okay. Last
Sorry,
one.
Discord doesn't pick up my voice as well because it is soft.
Number 5. Which cytokine is known for slowing the immune response to avoid damaging healthy tissue? I am going to be so... My chat is going to destroy me if I don't get this right. Are there 5 options here? There are 5. Toxo, which one can we eliminate? Because there are only 4.
I mean, are you doing a poll for this, or people just spamming it in your chat?
I'm doing a poll.
Oh, okay.
Which one can I eliminate? Toxo?
You can change your mic sensitivity on Discord? Oh.
We've got a fun fact in the chat. Top and bottom quarks used to be known as Truth and Beauty. Personally, I'm sad that Dom and subquarks didn't catch on.
Ah, sorry.
Thank you for that, Night Mind.
Okay.
The thing OMG bees! I do. Oh my god, it's a VTuber. You guys, I have a VTuber in chat right now.
No way.
Very fun.
It's OMG bees.
Oh, this is a question from my chat. Ramonilo. Oh god. Toxo can attest that I spent the pre-stream practicing your name with Google Translate on. Ramon.
And after we finish this question, can I go back to my comb honey question and see if OMGBs has any idea?
Yes.
Sure.
Thank you.
For myself,
I think the answer to the username is for me to just say it with an aggressively British accent. Romagnolo.
I think that has to be
Uh-oh. And he's gone.
Oh, it's gone again. He's got to go fight those pathogens.
Romagnolo. I'm gonna say it like that. Romagnolo.
Oh, yes, it's perfect. Thank you for the hydrate and the posture check. I will do that. I am functional, I promise.
Oh dear.
Oh, I've run out of water.
Can't
I should
hear
get some.
you. No. Oh, Sai's also talking to her chat and is
I have
muted.
been, yes.
I
Yes,
was
yes,
talking
yes. I'm
over
back. It's all
you.
good. It's all good. It's all good.
Hi.
I wasn't actually. I was hydrating.
Oh.
All right. Are we ready? Are we ready with our answers?
Yes.
Okay. So why don't we start with Sai, because I guess this is my lifeline on the my brand on the line, so I'll go last. All right, Sai, what's it gonna be?
I have very little logic to apply here. There is 2 interleukins. That could either be a red herring or it could be that one of them's right. Tumor necrosis factor alpha. That sounds like something that is used specifically when responding to tumors. Kill them off. But that would probably not involve slowing down necessarily if you're actively trying to necrotize it. Granulocyte macrophage colony stimulating factor. It's just, I'm assuming it's just something that gets the macrophages and granulocytes to go and do the thing. And then cluster of differentiation 19. That sounds like something that differentiates cells. So that's my logic. So I'm gonna go with one of the interleukins. 2 or 10.
You pick one and I'll pick one.
Okay, I will go with 10.
Then I'll go with 2 because I actually genuinely have no
I don't
clue.
know. Wait a second. I don't know which one was knocked off your chat poll.
Yeah, actually that.
E was knocked off.
Oh,
Okay.
E was knocked off. Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll go with C.
Okay. So my answer, to preface, I was not trained as an immunologist. Everything I learned about immunology I picked up on my own, so that's me extremely hedging right here. I know that tumor necrosis factor alpha is a signaler for apoptosis, the program in which cells self-destruct. So I don't think that that's correct. I just read a little bit about interleukin 2 being a stimulator of NK cells. So I don't think that's the one. I don't think it's the macrophage colony one either. So I'm gonna go with IL-10C. My brand. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, it is C. Oh,
Hey.
my chat got it correct too. So the answer
Oh,
is
you got
C.
it.
Oh, my heart is actually pounding. I was like, I don't know what IL-10 does, but I've eliminated everything else. So who got
Hi,
points?
did you also guess that one?
Yes.
Oh
So
my
both of you got it?
god. She's
Yes.
run away with it.
My
Very
chat
good,
were
very
not
good.
consistent. There was no consistent answer from my chat. That's sad.
I don't really even know what the scores are. I'm just fucking with it at this point.
So my chat has gotten 18 points, but they answered all the
Wow.
questions, so that's not really fair.
Yeah.
Because they answered 6 more than us.
OMGB says he's been lurking and he just didn't know the answer to the honeycomb question, so don't worry about it. He's already
That's
seen
valid.
it.
That's valid.
He said, I have avoided detection up until this point.
So
Usually I can tell when a bee is in my immediate vicinity. I typically am good with that.
So in terms of the podium, I guess in bronze medal goes to Nep with 11 points. Silver
Because you
goes
guys
to
didn't
me.
ask me questions about my field of knowledge. Woo!
Silver goes to me at 13, and then our gold finalists, Victor, you get all the money in the bag. Psydere with 14 points.
I
Congratulations.
get all the money in the
chat.
bag. A grand
All
total
the money
of
in the
0.
bag. You can have my YouTube ad revenue for this stream amounting to maybe 40 US cents.
Okay, I've got my tungsten cube. I'm happy.
I have a bunch of like
done, well
applause
done.
sound effects loaded into my stream deck, so I'm just playing them for you.
That's all I have planned for the VTheorem debut stream. I hope those of you who stuck around had a good time hearing us yap about the things that we care about in this format. Um, do we have any announcements to make before we go ahead and call our first three-person collab as well as our debut done with? In terms of announcements, I'll go first just because I have one loaded at the top of my head. I will be collabing with Psych and MD, who is a medical doctor VTuber, next week about just chatting about what makes medicine enjoyable versus what makes research enjoyable, to sort of have a conversation about how to know whether or not you are pursuing a passion that will make you happy in the long term. And I think that'll be a pretty interesting conversation. Do any of you have announcements to make on your end?
Yeah, I will be continuing to stream after I take a break after this, and we'll be doing more of my 1K celebration, which is it involves sewing. So if you want to come watch me make a rag doll, feel free to pop on by. If I don't know if anyone else is going to continue after this. Oh, other things. Tomorrow I have a collab with Belrose. I'm forgetting the full username at the moment, but they're a plant enthusiast. I'm a plant scientist, and we're gonna have just like a chill, relaxed conversation about plants, where he basically just gets to pick my brain about the things he's interested in, and we get to have a cool talk. And then no, not this weekend. The 31st. On the 31st, I will be having our next round of Terrarium Talk, which is like a talk show styled stream where we don't necessarily bring in educational streamers, but we just meet other streamers and we have a talk show. So
Very cool. Inside, do you have anything to plug?
Nope. I am still on a reduced and chaotic schedule while I write up my PhD. I will try and stream. That is my announcement.
All right, everybody, wish her good luck with that. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
coming to the debut. It was a lot of fun. Thank you so much to my lovely fellow
one
VTheorem
more
crew
shout
members.
out for Sai on my end.
Let me do one for you as well.
And then I've
All right.
got one command for Phi, so it links to your YouTube. There we go.
And I have my links in the description below. All right.
Now, did you say you're
all for
continuing to
coming.
stream after this?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep going because I have
Amazing.
yeah, I go for a long time when I'm excited, like 12 hours sometimes. So
Oh
Wow.
my
it's not
goodness.
unusual to catch me on stream for like 11 hours, and people are like, "You're still going," and I'm like, "Well, yeah, I'm not bored yet."
I
So
love that.
ADHD's nuts, baby.
Let's go. Bye, y'all.
Bye, you guys. Thanks for the wonderful
Bye.
debut. Bye.
Thank you. It's fun.
Okay. See you guys.
Bye. Okay. I am going to talk to my chat now. Hello. So, I will. Okay, there we go. Okay, we're good. We're good. Okay, okay, okay. Hello. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you. I think that was very fun. Not just because I won, partially because I won, but not just because I won. Tungsten cubes for everybody. That's what I think. Hi, hi, hi. Tamasan, hello. Hi, Miguel. Hi, Nightmind. Hi, I'm Zero. Sorry, hi, Doc Rect. Sorry, I didn't get to say hi to everybody. Yeah, it's very hard to talk, to chat if you're doing a collab. Yeah, it gets very overwhelming with multiple people talking on top of each other. How are we all doing? How are we all doing? And also, thank you to who followed since I was last chatting. Tatsu Tao, the lax one. I think that was it. Yeah, thank you for joining. I had a D&D session, and I've kind of fed an electricity elemental giant bug my magical thunder weapon. I see. That sounds explosive. Charged, in fact. Yes. Of how chaotic everything was at the beginning. It was so chaotic. I forgot to unmute Discord. And yes, then I was like, hang on a second. I should probably do that. I should probably bit far away. There we go. I should probably like, you know, actually let you hear them. I also ate a snack, burped and left. You know what? That kind of sounds like Nep with the constant burping, but we love that. We love that. We love the constant burping. High level of chaos. Probably what is going on? I'm so tired. Right, it's like 11:30 here, so I think it's time for me to go to bed. And I also know it's like even later for some of you, and it's Sunday. Like, what are you doing? Thank you for so much for staying up, though. It means a lot. Bedtime, exactly. I'm going to do the raid message. But I think you can probably guess who we're gonna go to. You can probably guess who we're gonna go to. I'm gonna go drop you off with Nep. Because we love that. I'm really excited. I think that this group is like, I don't know. I feel very good about it. I think, yeah, there's good vibes. And they're very good, hardworking people. Very happy to work with them. Yeah. No complimentary food guesser. I would, but I'm honestly just too tired. I've been awake most of the day and I have to work tomorrow. So I have to get up at like 7 and it's 11:30 right now. So I should probably just go to bed. Husbando left for bed like an hour and a half ago. Oh dear. People need to stop debuting so late. I know. It's American time zones, isn't it? North American time zones. Oh, tomorrow's a holiday. Nice. That's lucky. It's not for me. But I don't have any meetings or anything tomorrow, so that's good. I don't have to do anything. I can have a little bit of a line if I feel like I need to, but I probably won't. I'll probably just get up and just work, to be honest. Oh, husbando mod, we said hi. Will do. But yeah, I think that's it for today. I am very tired. Thank you so much for the sub, Tamatan. Thank you. It means a lot. Welcome to the lab. You are now a research assistant. you have joined the lab. You have paid your lab due. Okay, so yeah, let's go raid into Nep. I think that's the plan. I'm very tired. Yes, slay. Rest well, see you next time. Yes, I don't know when the next stream will be yet. I have, like I said, I have nothing planned tomorrow, so I might end up streaming tomorrow. Actually, in all honesty, next week is very, like, I have meetings all day Thursday and Friday, but Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is looking pretty empty at the minute, so maybe we'll do some co-working. I'm very, very close to finishing one of my thesis chapters again, so I feel like I need the push to do it, and that would be very good if we could get that done. Yes, slay! Thank you for the stream. Have a good rest. Thank you. I'll try. Thank you all for joining. It means a lot. So let's go raid Nep. My brain is fried. Following. I follow Nep, so that will help. Yes. Oh gosh. My actual... No, I'm not. It's not. Okay. Let us go. Deep fried Cybrain, exactly. I've used all of my brain power trying to logic my way into those questions. It's nice that it was very close, though, between all of us. Like, yeah, I don't know. I liked that. It makes me feel like we're all on fairly equal footing. There was literally 1 point between each of us. Nep's doing the BRB shopping channel thing at the minute, which is very, very cool. Yes. So let's go and say hi. Let me start the raid. I put the raid message a bit above there. Nep's BRB, but you know we'll work around that. It's fine. Go anyway. You had 4 more bug questions. Oh, I wish we could have had the bug questions. It's just, there comes a point where it's like too biased because Nep knows all of the bug stuff and me and Fi don't. We don't know anything about bugs really. But yeah, have a lovely evening or day or whatever it is. Go to bed if it's late. I am telling you to. You need your sleep in order to cognitively function to your best capacity. Yeah. That's all I got. That's all I got. Yeah, don't know when the next stream is. Sometime in the next few days. Thank you for your patience. I am so close to finishing this PhD. It feels good. It feels good. Okay, but yeah, let's go. Let's go raid internet now. Thank you, everybody. Bye.